All right, chat. I think I'm live. You tell me.
Man, have y'all heard this story? Now, what I'm about to tell you is just so genius, man.
Um, where to put this audio?
And they really hating on Shorty Flavor. We got to talk about it, man. Mariah Ellis.
I don't know if you guys can hear. Y'all might. Actually, no. You guys should be able to hear it.
29, Atlanta, Georgia.
Are you
She
guys in
just
the
showed
stream?
you why these meetings are so unnecessary, man. Now, this employee was fired after it was discovered that she was
You
using a
can hear.
naked face filter during her meetings for over a year. Now, Shorty was let go from her IT department because they uncovered that she was attending virtual meetings using a thoughtful listening filter for 13 months. That's not even the crazy part, man. When
All
I
right.
break down how she put this whole play together,
This is what we about to get into. We about to get into this right here. You see? Well, yeah. That's. You can't hear nothing, Johnny. Hmm. All right. So look, this. So look, the stream is live. Um, Matty Dub says 9 p.m. Hey guys, what up, Rohit? We can hear you. Thank you, Rohit. So, so check it out. I'm gonna go throw my pizza in the fridge. In the fridge. In the oven. Christ. Okay, chat. Welcome. Welcome to another one of these events where we do some shit. All right. I got my pizza. My pizza's cooking. We about to do some investigation. We about to do some learning. All right, chat. So this camera's in a bad spot. There we go. We can hear you. What's the schedule? He just gone now. I'm about to blow multiple caskets in a minute. All right, come on now. Y'all ready? 12 hours ago, we're going to check out this quick 6-minute joint. Oh, no, 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 no. We're not going to fuck around. We're not going to fuck around. The National Desk has a 35-minute video out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're getting straight to the bullshit, Maddie. What's up, Tina? She made it. She made it. She ain't even in the Discord and she still made it here. Tina, I was keeping everybody calm while I was delayed. We were late. I'm late as hell, but everybody was calm because I was in the Discord, letting them know what was happening. But here we are. Maddie, we're skipping the New Music Friday. Unfortunately, we're just gonna get into the shit. You guys want to just get into the shit, or y'all want new music? You want me to react to a couple new songs? Alien Files? You want to get straight to the Alien Files? I gotta try to. I didn't have much time to like perfect my stream setup here, what I kind of wanted to do today, but we're gonna have to deal with what we have. Alien first, skip the music, and my house. Okay. Yeah, if we get around to it, we can do that too. That could be some late night. But for right now, we got to get straight to the alien shit. Let's do this. Okay, we're gonna jump off with this doozy right here. It says the Department of War on Friday released never before seen files on unidentified anomalous phenomena. Woo. Are they gonna talk to us? I didn't see anything new with the files. Tina, come on. That looks like a boat. Oh! That wasn't just a boat. If this is no talking, I'm not sure if I'm gonna wanna watch this whole thing. I'm trying to see. This is like farmland or something, and there's an orb going across right here. Look at that orb going straight across. It's not that big either. The plane. There's one flying by right there. Oh, multiple. No, I'm sorry. They kept rewinding that clip. Gotta let one of my cats out. Idiot. What a dumb cat. Oh, that thing got like a tail on it. This thing ain't talking, yo. Rohit don't need to see that shit. I didn't see anything with the files. You calling your house shit, Maddie? Some songs. No, it's the shit. Plus, I don't want Tiff seeing it either. They all secret government projects. Look up TR30, TR3B. It's a blimp. Damn. Wait until the cross-shaped one. I really hope this all our own crafts. I don't know. Look at this shit though. Look at that. Y'all seeing my mouse going across the screen, but this shit right here. It's not a disc. It looks like it has like, oh! That thing went off quick. Disappeared. You know what's crazy? When you guys see my mouse, y'all see it way bigger than what even I see it on my screen. My mouse is tiny on my screen. So what you guys see is it's freaking massive. Alright, I'm gonna skip forward a little bit to see if we hear any talking. No, just more terrible music. Alright, this whole 30-minute video is just I didn't play the Twilight Zone music or nothing. It's all government stuff. Oh. We're gonna look at something quick. We're gonna watch the first. CBN News. No, we don't want no CBN. We're gonna hear what Fox has to say.
Of UFO disclosure ordered by President Trump. Some of the clips and videos on
so we can get a briefing. We need a briefing
before. Some of them have not, and we have been going through this all morning and overnight to try to put together some of the best videos so we can all look at this together. This is a world exclusive right here. So let's go to the first clip. Over the skies of the United Arab Emirates in June 2024. An inverted teardrop with a vertically linear trailing mass, as described by the War Department, suspended below. The War Department cannot say for sure what this is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. The next video, over the skies of Iraq, December 2022, moving bottom left to top right of the field of view. All CENTCOM gets from this is an area of contrast. That's what they describe it as. It is officially still listed as an unresolved UAP report. Next video, over the skies of Greece, October 2023. What is described as a small and circular UAP flying near the surface of the ocean towards land. CENTCOM can't tell us what it is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. Within the last 2 minutes, all of these videos have gone live on war.gov/UFO, and a White House official
it's a missile locking into the UFOs.
While past administrations
governments of foreign countries. Maddie, what the fuck? Why are you always talking shit? I know, Maddie. Cut it out, though. I don't care about your... Am I the only one that's wearing a tinfoil hat? Oh, fuck. I was supposed to wear my pan on my head. Oh,
there's this from Apollo 17
I forgot.
included in this big document dump. One of the astronauts says, we've got a few very
I didn't even say
nothing.
Shit, this all BS. That's crazy, Tiff. I did nothing to you. Tina, you didn't send me your custom tinfoil hat.
There's a whole bunch of big ones on my window.
Y'all need to hit the fucking like button. Stop playing with me.
Out of Ron's another astronaut says,
Tina, you didn't send me whatever Tina foil hat.
They're very jagged,
I'm sorry, Rohit. Notice how they're blurry or really far away. Yeah, they're all like that.
Been dismissed as floating insulation, but now the White House is saying, while this photo has been previously released and discussed by keen observers, there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly. And this all started, of course, because we asked the president about it in February.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Oh, shit.
Aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. Well, he made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it.
Trump is always making sure he puts some shit out there.
Do aliens exist? And the answer is, they don't know, but in an effort of transparency, they are giving us all of the material that they are working with as they try to answer that question.
All right,
I don't believe that.
Peter, so many questions. The internet has been ablaze about this for a long time. And one of the things that the unidentified anomalous phenomena people want to know is what the government has collected from belief that these things crashed. There was crash retrieval and that we have some sort of evidence. Is there anything in this batch of released files that would answer that question?
There's nothing in this batch, but we've been told that this is about to become a regular thing because there are hundreds of documents and dozens of pieces of media.
Ooh, they're going to drop more?
Photos that are contained on this drive that has just been uploaded to the new website, which is war.gov/UFO. There is nothing like that in this.
They're going to drop more files.
But they are going through and they are working to declassify whatever they can because President Trump told them to. And this is different than when he ordered the Kennedy files to be unclassified and just put everything out all at once. It was millions of pages, a huge file. This is going to come out bit by bit as they work through. And you look, we've got some stuff from Apollo 17. We've got some stuff from a couple months ago. There's a ton of material, but they want us to know that they are trying to figure this out. They just don't have an answer about whether or not, about what these crafts are.
Peter, what do you think? You're a betting person. Do you think these aliens are friendly? Should we approach them? What do you suggest if we see them?
You know, you hope that they're friendly. I see a lot
Look
of
like
people
a balloon.
here at the White
You guys?
House, and I think
That's
that
it. Look
looks
like a
it might be
balloon
an
going
alien.
through.
And everybody is pretty nice.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
We'll see where they go. So
People are fascinated with this.
All right, so
Sean just
Fox
did a
News-
podcast about this, the investigation of Bob Lazar, who
Fox
talks
News
about
gave us a little
S4,
bit of a heads
and
up.
so many people are watching it. It's fascinating. But does this pose a national security risk? Our adversaries, because the concern is revealing military capabilities to our adversaries like China and to Russia.
Well, that's exactly it. We don't know what these
So
things
I think the
are,
only
but
reason why
so
we're
as a
gonna
reporter
show
in
this
DC,
is because we already
last 2
have a
years,
trick
I've
up our sleeve.
covered the
We already
House
have
committee. Remember, they have
an
a
ulterior motive
UAP
to why we're gonna
committee
do this.
headed up by,
We
Paulina
play
Luna,
chess.
as well
Trump's
as
playing
Congressman
chess. He
Tim
ain't playing
Burchett. And both of
checkers
those
with
two
these dudes.
have really been
I
forthcoming
promise you.
in the media in recent weeks, saying that it's going to be shocking. Luna saying that she's seen things that are not human. But she can't explain. It's classified. She can't say it, and so it's only whetted the appetite of people that want to, talk about it. But one thing's for sure is that with that committee, particularly with whistleblowers, you've had a number of pilots and Navy captains that have seen things and recorded things, and that's the stuff.
That's the thing that gets me. You got people that fly planes all the time.
And Brian, don't
People that are in planes 24/7.
My bad.
No, 24/7. That's extra. But pilots, they're in the sky all the time. But then they see something, they don't know what the fuck it is. What you trying to say at that point? He's lying. You gonna say that to the pilot? Come on now.
Hey, I'm Joe Khalil here with Reality Check for Ross Coulthart. We just sat down with Congressman Tim Burchett for an extended interview on
I don't know if I want to see this next one. So let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got.
Of UFO
We don't want to watch that one.
New this morning, we are following some developing news at the live desk right now. The Trump administration releasing the first batch of UFO files within the past 30 minutes. We have some photos of these UAPs, also known as UFOs. Take a look for yourself. These are the first photographs we have seen. The War Department publishing dozens of photographs. We've circled in red these UFOs, and you can see for yourself and make a decision for yourself exactly what you're looking at here. This is all coming at the direction of the president to identify and declassify government data related to UAPs. A quote now from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. These files, hidden behind classifications, have long fueled justified speculation. This release of declassified documents demonstrates the Trump administration's earnest commitment to unprecedented transparency. So, what's next here? Well, you can expect more document drops just like this over the coming weeks. The Department of War says more materials, videos, and pictures will be arriving soon. More news and weather are coming up right after this.
This is fascinating. Aliens are real, Johnny. Is Area 51 real? Yes. Nah, dude. What do you mean, is it real? And we have to remember that decades of not knowing for sure could be seconds to them. Yeah, we don't know what type of dynamic there is there. The Nazi scientists developed flying saucers. Okay. They used electromagnetic bombs to fly up and hit planes during World War II. I've seen the video of the first flying saucer. Yeah, I've seen that too, Johnny. They were messing with you. They're trying to mess with the technology. They're like driving it on a tarmac.
Welcome back. Are aliens real? President Trump isn't ruling it out after teasing a fresh drop of the UFO files last week.
I think we're going to be releasing as much as we can in the near future. It's been in the minds of people for a long time. And that is such, they want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material. And we're going to be releasing a lot of things from that we have. And I think some of it's going to be very interesting to people.
And the renewed interest came at the exact same time.
Damn,
17 earthquakes rattled Area 51,
Area 51.
classified military base in Nevada.
Ain't that something?
Now, FBI
Hang on.
Director Cash
Hang on. Hang on. Where are we?
Patel says the
Where are we? Look at this. Area 51, it says, you can't see where it says behind me, right? But it says Area 51 rocked by 17 earthquakes in one day. Same day they released the files. The fuck? Huh? What the fuck is going on? Fuck they mean? The fuck is that? What's up, badass? What's goody, bro? We here. We looking at alien shit, man. What you think about these aliens, badass? Tina said I gotta go on beat and old. Catch everyone later. Tina, thank you for coming. You're the best. Appreciate you. We're about to be here for a few hours, so if you get bored and you're still up, come back. We drinking, eating pizzas. We're about to look at some alien shit, but we're probably gonna do some other shit too. But 17 earthquakes in one day at Area 51.
the classified military base in Nevada. Now, FBI Director Kash Patel says the release could be happening
Good night,
very
Tina.
soon. My next guest
In one day at one location,
on UFOs.
and not just any
Since
one
aliens
location,
are
Area
not on the
51.
way, they are already here. Joining me now is retired Navy Admiral and oceanographer Timothy Gallaudet. Admiral, thank you for being with us here today. So I think that in any one of these conversations we need to start with, you're a serious person. I mean, you were an admiral in the United States Navy, and you have spoken to
A lot of these
many people
UFO
in the United
videos are
States
just little
military
dots flying across the
about
screen.
what they have seen, correct?
What are you supposed to do with that?
That's correct, Will. And really, the bottom line.
And when was it filmed? If it was filmed like any in the last 5-10 years, they could all be drones.
Has been in possession of UFO data, videos, information, and material evidence.
Unmanned vehicles,
for over 8
UMVs.
decades. And I recently joined a number of former government officials in this recently released documentary, The Age of Disclosure. One of those officials includes the current Secretary of State and National Security Advisor, Marco Rubio.
Okay, so Admiral, what do you have?
Yo.
To back up your
That's
claim
that shit that incites me.
UFO material, and does that include? Is that organic?
Look up the
material?
cross-shaped one.
Is that mechanical, technological? What do you know? How can you back up that claim?
Well, I've not seen those, Will, myself, but of course there's been others who've testified, including David Grush in 2024, about having knowledge of the programs that keep that material classified and secure. And I know other officials who have touched those programs and been allowed access. And they're all very credible, and they're in this film I mentioned previously.
But you have said you believe.
Get the fuck out of here, Maddie. Are you serious? Oh, this is on the shit they released today.
Now to a story I can promise you will also be hot on your social media feed today. What the hell is that thing? That's what a lot of people are wondering. The Pentagon is releasing more than 160 declassified files. You see that 8-pointed star right there? They are identified as an unidentified flying object. In fact, President Trump wanted you, the American citizen, to see that. So let's talk about it, bringing in Stanford pathology professor Gary Nolan. You're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. I never thought I would be talking on legitimate broadcast news about the potential for alien life, but here we are. You've done extensive work with those who claim to have interacted with these UAPs. So first of all,
you don't know if it's a drone or if it's an AI video.
Unidentified flying objects.
Yo, Tiff, that was crazy shit.
Primarily, it got
what we just saw was crazy.
Another disease, which was
it literally could have been just a drone You know how them little like mobile drones? They're really just a fan with a battery pack. We could be looking right at the bottom of it.
What's been happening is that there's lots of people say there's no evidence. There's plenty of evidence. Evidence is just data. Evidence is not proof of something. But the evidence, like what you've just shown,
It was hard to see. That shit was blurry as hell.
I don't know what that is. I have never seen that before, and I've seen a lot.
That's hella trippy. Yeah, look at his glasses. I know his glasses is wild.
It opens, I think.
Bro got wild ass glasses. He got those same exact glasses, badass. You ain't lying.
Now that we believe that the data is real,
It's them same glasses, bro.
about what the evidence means, just like evidence is not.
That's crazy.
Evidence is just we believe that this data is real.
You know, I'm from part of the United States where
this guy's a whole clone. He's an emoji clone.
So that's my hometown. So I grew up hearing about UFOs all the time and talking to people who genuinely felt like not only had they seen them,
he's most definitely a nerd.
Had impacts because they had seen them. You've tracked some of the impacts. Do you know of any impacts or changes to those who have claimed to actually seeing or interacted with any of these things?
Well, all the people that I've worked with on this, at least let's say the lay public, is they're stunned of what it is that they've seen, and they know what they've seen wasn't reasonable.
It's like we live in a big Etch-a-Sketch.
They've seen things up close. Now, these are, in scientific terms, anecdotes.
Let's not question him.
How many anecdotes eventually make a fact? Right? What's the statistics?
Bro's an emoji clone.
How many of these things?
I'm sorry. I wonder if he even knows it. He probably don't even know he's an emoji clone.
By the public.
He doesn't look like he's the kind of guy that uses emojis.
Intelligence agencies. To what end? I mean, from a scientific point of view, it should be allowable to ask questions. Humanity hasn't advanced by not asking.
They blacked out all the readings from. You see all those boxes and rectangles? They're blacked out. This is a military image that we're seeing. So there's little numbers and readings that is all supposed to be shown. They blacked all of that out just to show us this footage.
And the whole idea was to find a way to legitimize the discussion of this. And the most common feedback I got from people was, "Oh my God, thank you for allowing me to talk about this with other people who have also seen this thing. So I'm not crazy." And they get to understand.
Look at that thing.
Many different versions of what is.
Oh, it's turning back.
This all comes back, though, from a scientific standpoint, to different people have different.
All right, I gotta go grab my pizza.
That they will allow themselves to believe. My
I'll be back in a second.
Scientific point of view is, can I do something that is reproducible enough that I can hand to another one of my scientific colleagues and they can reproduce it themselves? So I think what the Trump administration has done for people like this is given them a chance to feel like authority has finally admitted that maybe what they've seen was real. I mean, look at that thing in the background.
8-pointed star.
What is that? I don't know. That's the most remarkable thing that I've seen since the so-called Tic Tacs.
That's right. Well, and I would imagine that scientists and people who study these sort of things are looking for characteristics or connective tissue, things that show up frequently in these sightings. Are you seeing any connective tissue there that constitutes calling this a UAP or seeing things that keep them related?
Well, certainly that's the most unusual one that I've seen, and I'm frankly happy that the Trump administration and the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, and Kash Patel have all found the courage to let that happen. There are many commonalities between what it is that people see. The fuzzy feels around the objects themselves that make them difficult to take a picture of. And what I see this as, the commonalities is, it's evidence perhaps of a propulsion, let's say. That's just a speculation. People ask the question, well, if they're so advanced, why do they crash? Well, maybe that's evidence that the means of propulsion is unstable no matter how advanced you are. If you want to move from 0 to 5,000 miles an hour instantly, you take a risk. So, that's again just speculation. But once you start to collect enough data that you believe, then you can sit around the table with other like-minded individuals and come up with ideas. Because ideas are the foundation then for somebody to say, okay, if they can do it, what can we do? Humanity saw birds fly. Let's figure out how we can fly.
fascinating conversation. Professor, please let our booking team know that I would like to talk to you offline about some of my history from the Skinwalker Ranch.
I would love to hear about that.
Yeah, let's have that
I know all the guys
conversation.
on the ranch.
All the guys. Well, you know the name Winterton then. Thank you so much, Professor. I hope to talk to you. Give me a call. Nice to talk to you.
It can't be explained by a drone or a helicopter. It adds to the body of evidence that's occurring now in terms of video data and imagery that is
back, baby.
Convinced me that we are not alone in the universe.
The truth is out there, Fox Mulder said. The Pentagon today released what it says are never before seen images of unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs, or as you and I know them, UFOs, as well as several investigations into
what up, Oscar?
decades. CNN's Tom Foreman
What's up,
probed the files to see what our interstellar neighbors
Big Purr's here, baby. Went to take a bath real quick. Yo, get the fuck out of here.
Cryptic images of what appear to
Yo,
be very
you
peculiar
guys are
flying
dicks.
craft. The release by the Pentagon has
You going
UFO
ask
and
still taking a
UAP
bath?
watchers buzzing.
Pizza.
Even as
Grab
President
pizza,
Trump, who
Maddie.
ordered the release, has
Matt,
said he
don't
doesn't
forget
know
your
if there
fault.
is life beyond Earth.
I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it.
Maddie does his line. That's right,
Many of the
badass.
newly released reports are quite recent.
Would you call him a
For example,
snitch or a
US
witch?
intelligence officials
A
just
troll.
last year saying they
Damn.
saw glowing orbs traveling in some
You
undisclosed
guys are
spot
hilarious.
at a high rate of speed. They appeared to be oval-shaped, orange
Yo,
in color with a
we gonna do
white or
this. We
yellow
gonna eat the
center
pizza right in
and
y'all's
emitting
face.
light in all directions. In 2022, there are reports of a military sensor tracking
Yo,
a
that was a,
UAP
we didn't even look at the other
moving
cross
from
one.
north to south.
We didn't even look at the other cross one. Right? We saw that actually wasn't even the cross one. Now that I think about it, there was another one that was kind of crazy looking. Like this one, that's 9 years ago. Is that the one you're talking about? Pizza is also UFO shaped. Gotcha. Yeah, these cross ones are from 9 years ago. That's why I played this one, because it's from 6 hours ago. This is probably one of the
February 2000.
probably one of the craziest ones right here.
A320 is on a routine flight soaring over Medellin, Colombia. Little does the captain know he's about to find out he's sharing the friendly skies.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in. A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further. You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon. Whatever
Look
it
at that
is,
shit.
It definitely shouldn't be there.
One theory is that if we were visited by another
That ain't no fucking
civilization,
drone.
they might send probes ahead of when they actually come.
February 2020, an Airbus A320 is on a routine flight soaring over Medellin, Colombia. Little does the captain know he's about to find out he's sharing the friendly skies.
That's crazy. Right? Yeah, what you think about that one? White center, that's the electromagnet. Bro, hit the fuck. Who says that? He's right. Explain that, badass. Right, you can't. That last video was nuts. We're gonna go back up and look at that flaming cross one. This one. I feel like this one's fake. This one's a fake one. December 6, 2016. Chat, what you guys think? No, not rolling with this one. This one's fake as hell. It could be before AI all day long. It's not before CGI. Not fake? Yeah, it's a fake. 1000% fake. It keeps varying in levels of blurriness. Bro hit. The first one's done. What do you think about yours? Was your first one you ever had? Sideways at that, yeah. That one's interesting. But chat, I don't believe this one. I don't believe that one. Let's see what this one.
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
What is that, a beach? What is that? Is that clouds? What are you looking at? That is, okay, trees and then clouds. You can't even see what that first one was. I mean, I don't know what I think. That footage is hard to, there's no context. You really can't see what you're looking at. You might be zoomed in 1000% on something really tiny. I feel like those two might be fake as well. But this one is not fake.
We all keep our phones safely stowed away when driving, right? Well, that rule doesn't apply if you're flying on autopilot.
We just watched this in that short.
For us, one pilot had his hands free and his phone ready to capture a one-of-a-kind video. Prepare for takeoff.
After this, I'm gonna see if I can find that
February 2020,
that tsunami video where that camouflage alien comes and climbs on the building. I'm gonna look for that.
Little does the captain know he's about to find out he's sharing the friendly skies.
I should probably just start looking for it on my phone.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in.
Look at that shit.
A metallic-looking object, a polyhedron of some sort, whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further.
This is not fake.
You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon. Whatever this is, it definitely shouldn't be there.
Now, it's hard to judge this object's size without knowing how far away it is, but scientist Amy Eskridge estimates it's 10 to 15 feet in diameter.
One theory is that if we were visited by another civilization, they might send probes ahead of when they actually come.
And consider this. A similar object was spotted by an FA-18 fighter pilot in 2018 at an altitude of 35,000 feet. It still hasn't been identified, and its structure, unlike any known airframe, lends credence to the alien probe theory.
They might want to collect data, maybe do a little surveillance, a little monitoring before they actually show up.
In the U.S., we associate Medellin, Colombia with drug cartels. But in South America, the city is known for UFO sightings. In fact, after UFOs were spotted over a soccer stadium and above a forest, the city earned the title the New Roswell. So we're turning to our experts to see if they can tell us what's going on.
I've analyzed several videos in depth of UFOs and UAPs over the course of my career, and the way that it's traveling on screen in the area of the clouds does appear to be consistent with recordings that I have deemed authentic.
So while Primo can't find anything technically wrong with the video, something just doesn't look right to him.
What caught my eye is when the camera's panning up to the skyline, the operator instinctively zooms in, almost like he's expecting this object as it's coming towards the airplane. This was peculiar to me. So the feel of the video upon visual analysis feels staged.
But Primo thinks it's possible the pilot was just plain lucky to zoom in right as the object flies past the plane. MJ Banias agrees.
Pilots are the people who work in the sky and operate in it, so they're going to have the best view of any potential UFOs around them.
We turn this video over to our aviation expert, Tim McMillan. He thinks whatever was shot over Medellin is too slow to be any kind of plane or missile, and it looks nothing like a drone.
Initially, when it starts coming, I thought it's probably a balloon.
Regular helium balloons rarely make it to this altitude. When they get this high, the helium expands and the balloon pops. But solar balloons are different. Used as toys or for research, they're usually made from dark material to absorb the sun's heat. They rise as the air inside warms and expands. They've gone as high as 46,000 feet, but in general, when they hit the cooler air up high, they start to lose shape and altitude. It's just too cold for them to stay aloft.
It almost seems to have an odd cube-like shape. That is exactly what the Navy pilots have reported seeing off the east coast of the United States. They're currently part of the unidentified aerial phenomena that's being investigated by the Department of Defense. I don't have a good explanation.
So, assuming it's not a hoax, it's certainly not a drone or a known aircraft. It's possibly a balloon. I mean, when you look at that speed, your mind goes there. But it's extremely rare for a solar balloon to reach this altitude. By process of elimination, we'll go with genuine UFO. So humans might not be the only pilots up in the sky.
See, they think it's genuine. Me too. I thought that was good too. All right, so what you want to see now? Alien with a check mark. The second one was a drone. Oh. First one was an orb? No. TR3B first, please. Okay. Pilot should be fired. We ain't supposed to text and drive. Never mind flying. Take a video. Non-playable character. Alright. We're going to play that TB38. TR38. 3B, TR3B.
Does America have a reverse engineered UFO? Whoa.
But this goes back to 1991 with the Desert Storm. There's reports of what they called a TR-3A, which looks a lot like what the stealth bomber kind of is,
Yeah.
but also...
Whoa.
Yep. No confirmed.
TR-3B is said to be like nothing we've seen before.
This was what I got to from Liquid Mercury. I was trying to find stuff about it, and there's theories that people say that like this is probably what they're running off of.
It's supposedly powered by a reverse-engineered anti-gravity drive that was recovered from a crashed alien spacecraft.
Yeah.
The TR-3B is
Oh,
where
shit.
reports of UAP performing seemingly impossible aerial maneuvers intersect with stories about very real aircraft.
Read the
That's
next paragraph.
crazy.
Does America have a reverse-engineered UFO? Whoa.
TR-3B. No Nazi scientists.
This is one of the most intriguing and mysterious aircraft in modern aviation history, the TR-3B Black Manta. The TR-3B, also known as the Astra, is an alleged top-secret triangular-shaped aircraft. Some people think that TR means tactical recon, so many speculate that the TR-3B is a mysterious reconnaissance aircraft. Many witnesses, from pilots, aviation enthusiasts, civilians, to UFO fans, have reported
Chacho?
seeing this mysterious aircraft.
What does that
And
mean?
Maybe you've seen it too, right? These mysterious aircraft come and go without a trace, glide easily through the sky without a sound, and of course, this is very confusing. It is rumored that the TR-3B is part of a black project. Its unconventional design and capabilities have sparked much speculation and debate among aviation enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists alike.
Shooting off missiles.
The TR-3B is said to utilize a highly advanced propulsion system, using a combination of conventional jet engines and anti-gravity propulsion technology. This alleged anti-gravity propulsion is believed to allow the aircraft to operate silently and achieve incredible speed, maneuverability, and even hover in midair.
It's a Dorito
The
flying through the
TR-3B is
air.
the most
It's one of those
stealthy
3D
aircraft that can
Doritos.
sneak into
Remember
any
how they used to
airspace of
make
any
them where they were
country
like
without being
puffed up?
detected. Another notable feature of the TR-3B is its ability to generate a distinctive triangular pattern of light in the night sky. Witnesses have described this pattern as a series of pulsating lights at each corner of the triangle, creating an eerie and mesmerizing display. Some believe that these lights are a side effect of the aircraft's advanced propulsion system. In contrast, others speculate that they may serve as a form of optical camouflage, making the aircraft difficult to detect or track on radar. However, it's important to note that the existence of the TR-3B remains unconfirmed by any official sources. The lack of official acknowledgement has only added the mystic surrounding this aircraft. Some skeptics argue that the TR-3B is nothing more than a fictional invention of conspiracy theorists, while others believe that its existence is purposely kept hidden to protect its classified capabilities.
Doritos. Where's Rohit? I don't know. Rohit left.
But what exactly is an anti-gravity
Rohit left. He
propulsion
said he didn't
system?
want to hang around
So
for
I'm
alien
finding
stuff.
out from
He had
various
better things
sources
to do.
about what is an anti-gravity propulsion system. At its core, it is a propulsion system that defies the traditional principles of physics by nullifying or counteracting the force of gravity. It promises to propel
That's a pretty
objects
cool
such as
piece of
spacecraft
equipment,
or
John.
vehicles without the need for conventional propulsion methods like rockets or engines. One of the most promising theories behind anti-gravity propulsion is based on manipulating the fabric of space-time itself. By creating a localized gravitational field that cancels out the effects of Earth's gravity, we can create a weightless environment for the object being propelled.
Alright.
This can be achieved
Alright.
through
I'm gonna
various
show you guys
methods,
this
such
Japan
as
shit.
electromagnetic fields, superconductors,
Japan.
or even the utilization of exotic matter.
Japan tsunami creature. Y'all ready? You guys ready? 10, terrifying, recording, paranormal. Okay. All right, ready. Check this out. Watch this shit. Tell me if y'all seen this before. You see the waves coming in? Look at all the waves. Yeah, where was it? There it is. I don't know if you guys seen it jump out the water. If you look underneath the tree on the left, this white thing jumps out the water and it starts to go like camouflage. Boom, white thing jumps out the water under the tree. You guys seen that? What's going on? It's gonna run across the roof. Oh, you see it? Look at it, look at it, look at it. Did you see that shit? Did you see that shit? Look at it, look at it, look at it. Right here. Watch it run up. Look at it right here, look at it, look at it, look at it. It's about to jump up. Look at it, look at it, look at it. What the fuck is that? And then it went camouflage. Look at that fucking ship. That's crazy. Did you see it run over there? Look at right here. Right here. You see it? Right here. Right here. Look at it. What the fuck is that? That was craziness, wasn't it? Alright. Alright. What do you guys think about that, though? What was that? Alright, here we go. Navy SEAL. Oh shit, I seen this one. You claiming alien or fake? I'm claiming... I think it's an alien, though. It's something. It's something it's something that we don't know about. Period. It would look like it fucking crawled. It was crawling and swimming and running across a roof. What was that? Looks like Rohit after 4 Coronas. Alright, we're gonna do... Come on, man. Terrifying.
Terrifying recordings of paranormal activity. Number 10, Jimmy's World Grill and Bar. Located within a shopping mall in the UK, this popular restaurant has never really had any strange occurrences reported before, but certain members of the staff from this specific restaurant have said that sometimes when it's late at night they do hear strange noises in certain parts of it. In 2013, however, something happened. This footage was taken from a security camera within the restaurant, and it shows a woman finishing her meal and walking away. What happens next can't be explained, and even another customer notices it. Check it out. Now, I'm very skeptical when it comes to stuff like this, and I wouldn't show you guys something without the possibility of myself believing in it first. If it is a hoax, it's a damn good one. But what makes this so believable to me is the fact that when the plate crashed, this woman turned around and looked as if she heard what happened, while her friend kept talking to her. If they were both in on it, I would think they would have both stopped together and looked. If this was a hoax and strings were used, I'm not sure how that would have worked either, because the woman, when she got up to leave the table, walked in front of where the cables could have been pulling the menu and plate. However, looking back at the footage, she doesn't seem too worried about her footing when she leaves. Could it be real? The manager commented on the issue. The customer who heard the crash brought the situation to his attention.
It's fake.
He says, "When we heard about the footage, we thought it was a setup and staff having a bit of fun. However, we have been assured that this wasn't the case, and on further inspection of the footage, we cannot explain how this happened. Is it a publicity stunt? The restaurant already seems fairly popular. What do you guys think?" Number 9, The Office Ghost.
You was next. What do you mean next?
In 2012, in the city of Manchester, located within the UK, the Castlefield House office building on Liverpool Road had something strange happen on the building's security cameras. The clips show an empty office building coming alive at night around 3 a.m. as chairs and papers fly across the room, computers turn on and off, shadows glide across the walls, and something continuously jiggles a door handle while it all happens, as if whatever it is trying to get out. The full duration of the footage is 5 minutes long, so I can't show you guys everything, but you can find a link to the original video down in the description. For now, take a look at a piece of the footage with me and tell me what you guys believe.
Now that was crazy. Oh, I just missed what happened there.
This building is in fact dubbed by the public as Manchester's most haunted office block, and it's home to dozens of companies including several finance and PR firms, but it's highly debatable if the footage is real. As far as I can tell, I can't see any way that it's fake. Scott Mackinnon, however, would have a different opinion. He runs Phoenix Paranormal Investigation from his home in Denton, UK, has for 20 plus years, and he believes the footage is fake. If you'd like to know why, check out the article on the matter down in the description. But what do you think? Is this fake? Number 8, Night Crawlers.
Number 1, I'd say, why they have so many cameras in their office?
CCTV footage was released on YouTube and it went viral. What it showed was some sort of creature or paranormal entity walking on 2 legs with only a head, no arms, and no torso. The footage was later disregarded as it was too compressed and pixelated to tell whether or not it had been tampered with, although most said it looked too real to be CGI. 3 years later, in 2011, a couple was having trouble with break-ins near Yosemite National Park in California, so they pointed their security camera toward the driveway, and what they captured was very similar to the footage in 2008. Take a look.
That looks fucking creepy as fuck. What the fuck is that?
Well, apparently these stick-like creatures had a link to ancient Native American Indians, as you can see carvings out of trees that were done by them hundreds of years ago. Now what do you think?
Oh, this is an office in Kolkata?
Number 7,
really?
The Horton Mine. This next piece of footage was caught by a man named Frank, who is an abandoned mine explorer that uploads all of his footage to his YouTube channel. He has explored over 100 mines, but has never encountered anything as creepy as what he found in the abandoned Horton Mine located within Nevada. Frank is not a paranormal investigator and never has been. He is used to the atmosphere of abandoned mines, but this one was different. Judging by his other videos, there's no reason to believe that this video was a hoax. The footage speaks for itself, so take a look.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Yeah, this mine definitely has a very spooky vibe to it. So I'm going to head back out and check out the other stuff that's here. This is just too wet and too muddy. And obviously something is making the chains swing. So time to get the hell out of here.
Now, if that wasn't weird enough, the following year, Frank went back to the Horton Mine and ventured in deeper. What happens next, whether it's real or not, is for you to decide.
It's not real.
There's the ore pass with all the cascading water, and what the fuck is that? I don't know what that was, but there was a sudden blast of cold air, and I'm getting out of here.
Cat, what the fuck are we watching, man?
Number 6, YouTuber Mellowbird. If you haven't heard of Mellowbird, he's a popular YouTuber who has uploaded many videos displaying what he believes to be a poltergeist within his house that he says is haunted. In this video, you can see him sitting at his table with an Ouija board and an electromagnetic field detector, which is believed to tell when ghosts are near. The EMF detector spikes, and what happens next can't be explained. His videos seem too good to be true, but he has also made many videos debunking others' disbelief. Check out the footage and tell me what you think.
Hi guys, happy Halloween. We're gonna try this again. Didn't work out too well last time. I'm a bit like this though.
No way that's real?
If you didn't see what happened last time, I'll annotatify it up there somewhere. 1, 2, 3. I didn't swear. I don't know. I'm tempted to run out the garden. I really can't do anything with that anyway. The noise is going on.
What is he gonna do? Yo, don't fucking do it, bro.
Alright, that's pretty much garden time. The power of Christ compels ye. That's terrible. Garden time.
That was crazy. Y'all believe that one was real?
5, the
I don't
flying
know.
girl. Now, there is little to no
My
information
parents'
about
house
this
was
one,
haunted,
and
so
it
I'm
still
cool with it,
creeps
Johnny
me
says.
out.
Damn,
In
for real?
2009, a video was uploaded to YouTube titled Flying Girl in Russian Wood by a channel that has
didn't
never been active since.
F with me?
In the description, all it says is, I have recorded this video while going for a long walk with my dog. I can't explain what happened here. I was very surprised. I didn't expect to meet anyone because I was in the woods. Take a look. After stabilizing the footage, I noticed something strange. If you really look at the little girl that appears to be levitating, she keeps looking around at the ground as if she doesn't know what's causing her to levitate. This only leaves 3 possibilities. 1, this whole video is a hoax. 2, the mother is somehow controlling the levitation. Or 3, there's a third entity here. But ghosts cannot levitate people, right? I thought only demons could do that.
I don't know about that one either.
Number 4, the
I'm not
cemetery
rolling with that
girl.
one.
This video comes from a celebrity individual
How
who
could
is a
it be
part of
fake?
a reality TV show
Ghosts
hosted
are
somewhere
definitely
in
real.
Mexico.
Okay, that's
It shows a
fake.
man
What the
exploring a cemetery around 1:30 a.m., searching for a ghost that is rumored to have been spotted there on numerous occasions. He gets his wish. Perhaps the creepiest part about the footage is the girl's scream while he's running away.
And he says, yeah, dude. Dude who lived there in the 60s had fallen across one painted on the room.
Number 3, the body of a pig. In 2007, a video was posted to the internet by paranormal investigator Devin Raymond. He doesn't say where the video was recorded other than a secret location somewhere in England, and he also refuses to say who he was with, claiming that his association with the group he investigated with ended due to reasons he cannot legally disclose. The video highlights an effect known as electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP, which are believed to be spirit voices captured on a recording device. Devin and his friend receive one.
Let me stick the camera through the hole first, might be a body in there. Well, I'll try with them too. East what, subway? East wing. You get in. You get in.
Have the body of a pig followed by a grunt. That's crazy.
And after Devin investigates the footage and pictures that he and his friend took later on, he finds this.
Like a dog face.
Number 2, The Child. This one is definitely my own personal favorite because of the reaction. The reaction is so realistic, and it's definitely how I would have reacted too. What the video shows is a man opening a door that leads to some sort of corridor. I'm not sure if it's a part of his house, or if he's in an apartment building. In fact, there is little to no information about this video at all, which is mostly why I think it's so creepy. What the man finds outside his door can't be explained. Take a look. Number 1, The Rake.
Oh, this is a waste of time. This
The
whole
rake
thing
might
is
be
terrible.
paranormal, or it might be a living animal. It is described by original reports as a naked man or large hairless dog of some sort with a body position that seems unnatural, as if it had been hit by a car. The creator of the original account of the rake is yet unknown. According to accounts, the rake was written of on 4 different continents and was first described in the 12th century, around 1100 to 1200 AD, but provides actual testimony from the year 1691 at the earliest. A mariner's log from 1691 says, "He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the rake." The next earliest is an account from the 1800s where it cites a Spanish journal entry describing it as having hollow eyes. Following that is a 1964 suicide note mentioning the rake, and the accounts go on. Supposedly, the rake lives within
Alright. Alright. When we were ripping out, what did Johnny say? We were ripping out a room one time, this feeling an envelope fell down. Long story short, it was a friend's mom who lived there. The envelope had a paper from the dude that said, "Boo." Listen of a guy in India. Watch it. I don't think I want to watch that. I'm gonna respectfully decline that one. Oscar says, "Show us Matt's house. Weird things happening in the world." That's what you want, Tiff? Weird things happening in the world?
What on earth was going on?
Strange things have been happening around the world lately.
Show us road rage.
People are filming phenomena never seen before. Unusual sightings and bizarre things that no one can understand.
We're watching Tiffany's shit right now. Y'all have some
In a
fucking
shocking
respect.
video from
Y'all
Pune,
have some
India,
motherfucking
people looked
respect,
up
okay?
and saw what looked like an alien invasion in the sky. Huge swirling tornadoes of something dark and eerie spinning above the Mutha River were captured on
Look at that
several
shit.
videos. It looked like an apocalyptic phenomenon. Everyone thought maybe the end was near. But to everyone's surprise, experts later revealed that it wasn't aliens or anything apocalyptic, just massive swarms of mosquitoes that people started calling mosquito tornado. No one really knows where they came from or why it looked that crazy. What did you think it was? Drop your first guess in the comments below.
That is crazy.
Mysterious portal. This beautiful and rare light phenomenon is called a sun candle or a sub-sun, and trust me, it looks as magical as it sounds. It happens when sunlight bounces off tiny ice crystals floating high up in the atmosphere. These crystals reflect the light in such a way that it creates a huge, glowing beam that looks so similar to a portal. Now call it a portal to another dimension. Just nature playing with optical illusion.
That's pretty cool.
It's up to you, but it's definitely a breathtaking sight. Oil River. The Arabian Peninsula has the largest oil reserves in the world, and this video is the proof. These guys were traveling through the Arabian desert when they came across something really shocking. A whole river of crude oil flowing through the sand like it was water. Whether it was a natural leak or something else, this video left everyone stunned. They later informed the authorities about the find and well. With this discovery, the region's wealth just keeps on growing. Mud volcano.
Ooh.
This crazy video was captured at the Taban Wildlife Reserve in Lahad Datu, Sabah, and what you see is a real mud volcano erupting. You can actually see thick, gray mud bubbling up and oozing out like something from a science experiment. It's not like a usual fiery volcano that we see everywhere, but this one got the same intensity. These volcanoes happen when underground gases push mud to the surface, which looks like this, of course. Pretty cool,
crazy.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Manitoba moth invasion.
That's fucking crazy.
A few years ago, in Manitoba, people started noticing something really weird one day, when every light source was swarmed with moths. Streetlights, porch lights, even car headlights had so many of them flying around that everyone thought it was some kind of an invasion, and stepping outside meant getting your face full of moths. While it's normal to see a few during some seasons, this incident was on a whole different level. Kinda cool, kinda creepy, but definitely not something I'd want to walk through.
A lot of moths.
Birds free fall.
Hundreds of birds literally falling from the sky into a neighborhood. What on earth was going on?
This strange footage from Mexico really had people scratching their heads when a huge flock of yellow-headed blackbirds was peacefully flying through the sky. And then suddenly, hundreds of them just dropped straight to the ground, like something invisible pulled them down. Some managed to fly back up, but a lot of them didn't make it. What's weird is that there was no storm, no strong wind, nothing to explain it. Some people think maybe it was chemical in the air, while others think it was something else entirely, something more mysterious. But till now, no one really knows what happened exactly.
Best guess is this is a predator. This is a hawk or a falcon that's come into the flock.
Bug invasion.
They think it was another predator there. Look at that shit.
Let's go back to 2019 when southern Russia had a major bug problem. And I mean
Road
major.
rage,
A
Diddy
giant
oil.
swarm of locusts invaded the area and went straight for the farms.
What y'all talking
They
about?
ate everything. Crops, fields, you name it. Farmers tried using nets to block them and sprayed all sorts of insecticides. But nothing really worked. The locusts just kept coming like they owned the place. They ended up impacting a huge area, and people were left trying to protect whatever was left. It was total chaos for a while, but everything eventually calmed down.
3000 банка.
Creepy nightmare.
Very Hitchcock, Janet.
Oh, I thought they did.
This family had not expected this in their wildest dreams. During a family trip to the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa, sometime around 1996, they parked their car near the beach and went for a short walk up the cliffs. But when they came back, their car had been taken over by dozens of these giant sea slaters, or what some call giant woodlice. These creepy crawlers were all over the beach earlier too, but no one expected them to invade the car like that. Maybe they found it a little cozy there. Well, don't worry, they somehow got their car back, though it definitely needed a few washes after that.
That's disgusting. The birds one was real, yeah.
Mountain mystery. This guy was out ice skating high up in the mountains when something strange caught his eye. Right in the middle of the snowy peaks, there was this bright, glowing hue. Not sunlight, not a reflection, something different. So he pulled out his camera and started recording. Later, he uploaded the video online, asking people what they thought it was. And the internet had many opinions. Some called it a natural light phenomenon, while others wondered if it could be a portal or doorway to another dimension. What do you guys think it was?
I'm not watching this in the socks.
Spider rain.
All them spiders?
In Sao Tome das Letras, Brazil, something really unsettling took place. A rare and eerie phenomenon that had locals terrified in their houses. On one random day, hundreds of spiders appeared to be falling from the sky, or more like raining from the sky. The video honestly looked unreal at first. People were stunned, thinking it had to be some kind of glitch or some mysterious, creepy phenomenon. But what if I tell you it was all real? These spiders had actually made super thin webs, and the sunlight reflected them in a way that made it look like they were just floating midair. And what seemed like a bizarre phenomenon was simply a strange and natural occurrence.
That's just fucking crazy.
Descending clouds.
That's just fucking crazy.
These
I don't
guys
know
found
about y'all,
something
but
seriously weird in this forest.
spiders
Clouds
hanging
just casually
outside,
floating on the ground,
all up in
like
the air and shit,
actual
like
puffy clouds right there between the trees. And this guy even tried catching it with his hands, but of course, he couldn't grab it. It looked super light and floaty, almost like fog, but way more cloud-like. No one really knows what caused it. Maybe cold air mixing with warm air? Who knows? Red River Mystery. This chilling footage shows the Rimac River running through Lima in Peru,
just Kool-Aid. They use wind
mysteriously
current to
turning
fly
red.
into the
Everyone
Spider-Verse.
was stunned at the sight of it. Even more odd, the officials insisted that it was still safe to drink. Locals were alarmed by the sudden change to the river, which is the country's most important source of water, and didn't know whom to believe. No one had any explanation for this striking sight, but some people speculated maybe it was the work of a curse. Strange ritual. Take a look at this group of turkeys caught on camera while eerily walking in a perfect circle with one of them lying still in the middle. It happened in a quiet residential neighborhood, and someone managed to film the whole thing and posted it online. People went wild with their theories, with some calling it a cult, performing a ritual, and others relating it to the end of the world. Well, that's disappointing, because no demons showed up. They had the sacrifice, the circle, and everything. Birds invasion.
Baby, you okay? Baby, where you at?
What if you looked up at the sky and saw this? Yeah, looks like snow at first, right? Got me fooled too. But nope. That's actually birds. Hundreds of them, just flying over a cruise ship like they own the place. The guy recording the video sounds pretty annoyed. And honestly, I get it. These birds were everywhere. On the decks, in the rooms, like a surprise invasion. The captain later made an announcement saying there was a storm ahead, and the birds probably saw the cruise ship as a safe shelter, and got extremely close. Can't blame them, but still, that's a wild sight to witness in the middle of the ocean.
Baby, you okay? Baby, where you at?
Gravity-defying spot. Next on, there's a place in Maharashtra, India that's seriously gonna blow your mind. It's known as a spot where gravity just doesn't seem to work. Just like in this video, a guy spills water from a mountaintop, and instead of flowing down like normal, it goes upwards. It looks like the water is defying gravity. Many have tried this, and the result's always the same. Some say it's just because of the intense wind in upward direction, while others think there's something mysterious going on. Whatever it is, it's definitely one of the weirdest spots in India. Breathing forest. A few days after the storm Babet hit Mugdock, Scotland, this guy was out walking his dog on the usual path they've walked hundreds of times. But this time, something was strangely different. Upon reaching this one point, he noticed that the forest floor literally started to move, like it was breathing. Turns out, the winds from the storm were so strong, they lifted parts of the forest ground where roots were thin, making a small part of the forest bed ride and fall like a tablecloth. The guy even said he's never seen anything like it before. It was the weirdest, but in the coolest way possible.
Holy shit.
Reindeer cyclone. Here's something you don't see every day. A herd of reindeer in Murmansk, Russia, turned into a full-blown cyclone, spinning in perfect circles like a giant furry tornado when it was out for grazing. They started wondering why it was happening. Then someone said maybe it's because the vet's here to give them vaccines, and we can see they weren't too thrilled. The bucks instantly formed a spinning wall. For them, it's all about confusing the predator, so no one individual becomes the target. But at least, now I know. I'm not the only one afraid of injections. March to nowhere. This whole spinning in circles thing isn't just a deer thing. It's also been spotted in dolphins, elephants, sheep, and even ants. But ants have a different story altogether, especially army ants. They're blind and use pheromones to navigate, but sometimes one ant takes a wrong turn and the rest just follow, walking in endless circles. More ants join, thinking they're on the right track, and before you know it, it becomes this huge spiral. Sadly, they keep going until they can't anymore. Kinda unsettling, right? A tiny wrong turn, and boom, everyone's stuck in a loop. Gravity glitch.
Gravity glitch.
This strange footage was recorded near Mount Macedon, at a place locals call the Anti-Gravity Hill. The video shows a girl leaving a bottle on the road, expecting it to roll downhill like you'd expect. But wait, it starts rolling uphill. They seem very shocked and wonder how is that even possible? Because as you can see, there's no one messing around, and yet the bottle moves against gravity like it's nothing. Some people do say that it's all just an illusion caused by the surrounding landscape, but maybe, just maybe, there's something more to it. What do you think? Blood rain. This video shows something really bizarre. A beach in Iran turning completely red after a heavy rain. It happened on Hormuz Island, and honestly, it looks like the ocean turned into something else. No matter how strange it looks, this phenomenon actually has a natural reason behind it. The soil of this island is so rich in iron oxide, which gives it a bright red color. So when it rained, all that red soil mixed with the rainwater and flowed into the sea, leading up to this viral red beach video. Sure, it looks freaky at first glance, but in reality, it's just nature being kind of cool. Sky portal.
What the?
Among the many strange and beautiful sky events caught on camera, this one from Canada has to be one of the most bizarre. This guy was just out on a walk late at night when he noticed something weird going on above him. A strange light caught his eye, so he started recording, and within moments, the sky lit up with these insanely bright light pillars. Now scientists say it's just light reflecting off ice crystals, but not everyone buys that. Some say they're portals, others call it a sign of the end times. What do you guys think?
I have no idea what that is.
Texas blue rain.
How much would it take for you to drink that water?
Have you seen the recent videos of blue rain in Texas that are going viral? They're really strange. One video even shows a man walking up to a puddle on the side of the road, and it's actually blue, not just the reflection of sky. The locals were stunned after experiencing this rare and bizarre phenomenon, but no one really has a solid explanation for it yet. Some are calling it a chemical reaction, while others are blaming pollution. Whatever the cause, it really is one of the most bizarre things people have experienced in the area in a long time.
How much would it take for you to drink that water?
Weird quake. This shocking footage from Japan shows a rare natural phenomenon called liquefaction. It basically means the underground water being forced to the surface during this natural quake. And that's exactly what's happening in this video right now. This phenomenon literally turns solid ground into a slushy, unstable mess. Though it's quite fascinating, at the same time, it's a little unsettling to see the ground react like this. Tree fountain. In this video, a few guys were out exploring a forest when they came across something super cool. Water flowing straight out of a cut tree. They couldn't believe it at first, but once they saw it up close, they did what any curious person would do. Washed their faces and took a few sips of that fresh, natural water. Lucky them, right? They got to experience a really beautiful and rare moment of nature. Beached sighting.
In Australia, rescuers are trying to save dozens of pilot whales after almost 200 beached themselves at King Island in Tasmania.
Back in 2014, something really heartbreaking happened near King Island in Tasmania. Hundreds of whales suddenly beached themselves, and no one really knew why. It was one of the largest mass strandings ever recorded there, and the sight was just devastating. Rescuers did everything they could to help, but sadly, most of the whales didn't make it. At first, officials thought it was due to confusion in navigation, but locals think it might have been linked to sonar or underwater disturbances. What do you think caused this to happen?
One real popular theory is that there might be a lead animal or one of the members of the group that's sick and ends up closer to shore. Since pilot whales are very cohesive, very gregarious, they're very tight-knit groups, they end up following that one individual animal.
Dual sun. Imagine waking up and looking out the window, and suddenly the world has two suns. Sounds pretty crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to this guy. And nope, he wasn't dreaming. He immediately grabbed his phone and started recording, because otherwise who would believe him? You can clearly see one bright sun, and just above it, another glowing ball of light. People started wondering if it was a rare optical illusion or something else entirely. What do you guys think it could be? Natural fountain. Alert, because this video will surely drive you crazy and you might not be able to stop watching it. This guy was just walking through a park somewhere in southeastern Europe when he spotted water literally pouring out of a tree. Yep, just like a mini fountain coming straight from the trunk. He showed some experts the footage, and they blamed the recent heavy rainfall. The underground water somehow made its way up through the roots and started flowing out from the hollow trunk. Well, honestly, it looked so unreal that even I would have thought it was edited if I didn't see it myself. Halo phenomenon. This strange-looking video was recorded back in 2012 by someone hiking through St. John's in the Vale, in the English Lake District. The video features something called the Brocken Spectre, which is a rare shadowy phenomenon where your own shadow appears huge and glowing, surrounded by a rainbow-like halo. It was captured right above the small valley church in the background. While there is an obvious explanation available for this rare phenomenon, people still think there's something divine links to it. What do you think about this? Tell me in the comments below. Strange light. During winter, a strange phenomenon occurred that ended up being one of the most unusual optical illusions ever recorded. This happened in Alberta, Canada, when temperatures hit below 0 Fahrenheit, causing the snow to be blown in all directions. However, due to the light source facing upwards, the abnormal direction of the snow ended up causing a strange optical illusion that had some netizens scratching their heads. Moth takeover. A small town in France got a little surprise a few years ago. In Oyonnax, locals were shocked by the sudden invasion of thousands of moths around the town, mainly boxwood moths. They were literally everywhere, clinging to windows and swarming around streetlights. People thought maybe the town's streetlights were attracting them, but it's never been this bad before. What do you think was the reason behind this strange occurrence? And about Oyonnax, things there are pretty peaceful now.
That's bananas.
Dust Devil surprise.
Damn shit.
Among the strangest things happening around the world lately, these dust devils have definitely earned a place. Just like this one captured on camera, appeared out of nowhere in a public place, sending clothes flying and people running to safety. Though rare and short-lived, these whirlwinds can grow large enough for everyone to avoid them at all costs. They pick up dust, debris, and whatever's in their path, so it's better to just stay out of the way. Luckily, everyone was safe in this one, but still, that was wild.
That fucking tornado.
Circle of confusion.
Alright, fuck that shit. Alright. I don't know what crypto is fucking going crazy for the past week or so, huh? I don't know what's cracking with that. All the coins, but the ones I have, is going crazy. Was this badass? Nah, it kind of wasn't badass. Real hit. I fell asleep. If Johnny didn't call me, yo, if Johnny didn't call me, I probably would have woke up like hours later. Oh my god. What you dream about? I was dreaming about like amazing things happening. All kind of crazy shit. Anyway. Nah, but those when Trump released those fucking files today, that was pretty damn crazy. Oh, badass. He dreamed about aliens. Yeah. What time is it? It's 10 something, right? Yeah, 10:45. I straight knocked for a second. Damn. I was powering down, wasn't I? I was powering down. No, there was a guy in the chat called, yeah, show Maddie's house. Maddie, why'd you, turn it to my Instagram, dude? I have my Instagram on here. I'm gonna go log in and shit. I'm not logging in right now. You got 10 to 15 minute nap. Yeah, power nap. Power nap time. That shit was crazy. The shit that was crazy, I don't know, but I feel like the tornado tsunami shit was probably the craziest shit so far.
And the truth is out there, and doorbell company Ring wants you to help find it. They're giving away $1 million to whoever can capture evidence of extraterrestrial life on your Ring camera. That's a lot of money. All right, if you're not a believer, that's okay. Whoever can create the best fake alien video like this one can win a $500 Amazon gift card.
Great. All right. You can't send it through Discord. Cool. I was like, should I wake him up? That's crazy. Johnny called me. Johnny saved the fucking day. Didn't notice for a while. Woo.
This episode of the Y-Files is brought to you by the Wellness Company.
You guys know about this.
Frank Smythe had to stop. He was 28,000 feet up Everest and fading. He knew if he closed his eyes, he wouldn't open them again. Lots of climbers took their last breath right here. Some were still frozen in the ice. But his partner wasn't worried. They just needed a break and a bit of food. Frank broke a mint cake in half and held a piece out. But nobody was there. But Frank knew he wasn't alone. He experienced something thousands of people in danger experience. An unseen presence, calm and familiar, always there when you're about to die. Scientists call him the third man. They even built a machine that can summon him. But what the machine creates and what survivors describe, they are two very different things.
Okay. You guys rolling? He was not napping, he was passed out.
I'm dying.
You're not dying.
I went to urgent care yesterday with a scratchy throat. I sat in the waiting room for 5 hours, and now I got some worse.
What do you mean? I've only been live for an hour and 40 minutes.
Me was coughing into the magazine
That's
basket.
crazy, and I already napped out like that.
Into it, direct deposit. And I watched a woman sneeze on a vending machine and then press the buttons.
That's pretty gross.
Oh, the worst part is, she got Mountain Dew.
Wow. Ugh.
What do you guys know about this show? You guys ever watch the show? I know they're showing some crazy shit right now.
She just stood there and accepted it like some kind of biological collection site. And the Beaver Brothers, they licked the water.
Oh, word. You never seen this before, Maddie? It's called the Y-Files.
Which means they dared themselves, human. And there was no external pressure.
All of this shit you see right here, this is all theatrics for entertainment.
So, did you even get treated?
But if you listen to what this guy's really talking about, every episode's different. And it's some crazy shit.
Me $40 and told me to rest and stay hydrated.
You're seeing a development right now. This show evolved to what you see now.
And her cure for everything was egg salad and a rosary.
So you went in with a sore throat and came out
with the plague.
This is all, you can just disregard all of the shit that you're seeing now.
Quarantined your living room. Operation Willy Wonka. Nobody gets in, nobody comes out.
Wait, you quarantined my living room?
White's doing temperature checks at the door. Back of the hand and signed it across. Just like Graham taught.
What if you could have skipped all that? No waiting room, no
He's
5-hour
dragging these out
disaster,
now.
no germ fountain, no going in with a
He's
sore
trying to,
throat and coming out with
listen, what
whatever
we're seeing
this
right
is.
Oh, did you just diagnose me as today's
Look.
sponsor?
I sure did.
See?
So let me ask you
They
this.
roll right into
what
the
if
sponsor.
the sore throat and fever that hit you overnight didn't mean missing
Get past
uc.health/files,
the
code files, $30 off?
Okay,
That's medium
get
well,
past the
human. I know, baby, I know. I don't think it's
They're
funny.
gonna get into the real story. Ready? Here we go. All right, Maddie. If you guys never seen this show before, you
Ernest
guys are in for a
Shackleton's
treat.
ship got crushed by Antarctic pack ice in November 1915. 27 men, 3 lifeboats, no ship. They camped on the ice for 5 months, dragging the lifeboats behind them. When the ice broke apart, they launched the boats and sailed 200 miles to the nearest land. But it was nothing more than a barren rock in the middle of nowhere. There was no hope of rescue. Nobody knew where they were. So Shackleton piled into a lifeboat with 5 men. They endured hurricane winds and 20-foot waves for 800 miles. But finally, they reached South Georgia Island. That was the good news. The bad news, they landed on the wrong side. The whaling station that could save them was on the north coast. They were on the south. And between them was a mountain range nobody crossed. Nobody
We're doing sleeping with
but
Perry
Shackleton was
3x
out of
streams.
options. He picked 2
That's gonna be
men for the
next.
final
Sleeping
push.
with Perry
Tom
3x.
Crean and Frank
Live.
Worsley. They carried 50 feet of rope, a small axe, and 3 days of food. No tent, no sleeping bags, no good options. If they stay, they die.
I saw MacGyver get off an island once. All he had was a kazoo, a dental dam, and an extra rigid churro.
A rigid churro.
Well, it wouldn't work with a flaccid churro.
I gotta throw.
But
Hey
it's nothing
Johnny,
be
I need to
ashamed
hit your
of.
cash
It
app,
happens
dog.
to everybody's churro once in a while.
I gotta
For
hit your cash
36
app.
straight
You a real
hours,
one.
they climbed.
You
They
definitely saved
navigated
the
by the
stream.
stars when they were lucky enough to have clear sky.
I probably would've
Mostly,
started
they just
snoring.
climbed in the dark. At one point, they got pinned. Going back meant freezing to death. Waiting meant freezing to death. So Shackleton coiled the rope beneath the 3 men like a sled, closed his eyes, and they pushed off. They slid 2,000 feet, screaming the whole way. Then they hit a snowbank. And somehow, nobody died. They finally stumbled into the whaling station, filthy and frostbitten, but alive. 3 men just pulled off one of the greatest survival feats in history. And each of them was hiding a secret from the others. Only later did they learn they all had the same secret. Weeks later, Shackleton admitted it first.
It seemed to me often that we were 4, not 3. I said nothing of it to Crean or Worsley. I could not bring myself to look behind me. I feared what I might see, or worse, what I might not.
Worsley said the same thing. A presence just outside his field of vision, keeping pace. They never saw the figure, never heard it speak. But all 3 were sure someone walked with them across that mountain range. T.S. Eliot wrote about it in his famous poem, The Wasteland.
Who is the third who walks always beside you? When I count, there are only you and I together. I do not know whether a man or a woman, but who is that on the other side of you?
That line gave the phenomenon its name, the third man. And 11 years later, Charles Lindbergh tried to cross the Atlantic alone. But he wasn't alone for long.
That's crazy. What do you guys think? This is crazy? What in the name of
On
this
May
shit talking
20th,
about?
1927, Charles
to watch
Lindbergh
one of
climbed into a single-engine
get
plane
seen.
at Roosevelt Field on Long Island.
forget.
He was going to
You
fly
missed my house
nonstop to
tour.
Paris, 33
Yeah,
hours
you
over the
too.
open
You
ocean
too.
alone.
Remember
Plenty of
that
pilots
setup?
tried,
Shit
none
you
made
got
it.
for
Oh,
free.
you're talking about
I
Sister
know.
Betrell.
What?
That's
You
pretty
said a
much
nun
asleep
made
on
it.
that
Sister
shit.
Betrell is the only flying nun I know.
No, none as in no one.
How dare you? Sally Field is not no one. I like her. I really like her.
The problem started before he left the ground. By the time he hit the Atlantic, he was on his 2nd straight day without sleep. 22 hours into the flight, he felt himself slipping. As a last resort, he pointed the plane straight down and dove. And just before hitting the water, he pulled up and flew so low that waves splashed into the cockpit. Even the icy water wasn't enough.
Wow.
Lindbergh was going to crash, and he knew it. Then, just before he surrendered, the cockpit filled with people. Not one presence, many. Lindbergh called them phantoms. They sounded calm, friendly, even familiar. They pointed out a navigation problem. They helped him change course. And even though there was nothing behind his seat but fuel tanks and not enough room to stretch his legs, he could feel them, all of them, all around him, keeping him company, keeping him awake, keeping him alive.
These phantoms speak with human voices, friendly, vapor-like shapes, without substance, able to appear and disappear at will. I am flying in a region
This
beyond the
AI
range
shit
of human experience,
gives a lot of these
where
shows
time and space seem to have
some
altered.
easy imaging.
The phantoms stayed for hours. They were comforting. They said
he-
it was
this-
going to be all right. Then just over the
I used
horizon,
to watch this show
he
for
saw
years,
white waves
like-
crashing against the green coast of Ireland.
And
Land. Lindbergh
he
felt a
definitely
rush
has a
of
lot more
adrenaline,
imagery
or
now.
relief.
Better
It
shit.
didn't matter. Fuel levels were good, instruments were working, and the landing strip was in sight. He was going to make it. That's when
Crazy.
Lindbergh realized something. The voices were gone. 1 minute the cockpit was full of people, then nothing. Lindbergh was alone. And after 33 hours in the air and almost 60 hours without sleep, Charles Lindbergh landed safely. He crossed the Atlantic. He made history. He became one of the most famous, admired men in the world. He published books. He gave hundreds of interviews.
That's crazy.
And through it all, he never mentioned the voices, not once. But 26 years later, Charles Lindbergh took another risk. This time he risked his reputation. In 1953, he wrote The Spirit of St. Louis. And this wasn't a story of bravery and triumph. Lindbergh wrote about his early struggles and regrets. And he
pilot
wrote
must
about
have
that
seen
flight
that
in
video.
1927 when Invisible Voices
Rohit.
saved his life.
Come
He was
on, bro.
worried he'd be mocked for mentioning the third man. Instead, he won the Pulitzer Prize. 43 years later, on the tallest mountain wall in the world, the third man appeared again. But this time, he couldn't save everyone. On June 29, 1970, Reinhold Messner and his brother Gunther reached the summit of Nanga Parbat in Pakistan, nicknamed the Killer Mountain for its long, deadly history. They should have been celebrating. They just became the first people to climb the tallest mountain wall on Earth, 1,500 feet of vertical rock and ice.
Night gathers, and now my watch begins. It shall not end until
This
I
third
get.
man stuff, you guys
I
really
shall
think
take
like
no wife,
about what
hold
this
no
is saying?
lands, father no children.
You done?
Oh, I
You
was
ready
going
to
to the wall
end stream early
punishment.
for bed?
Take no
It's
wife,
early,
father
watch
no
funny
children.
shit, right?
I'd do that right
Rohit,
now if I
I
could.
can't show you my
Oh,
house
you didn't get your
for
alimony check?
another
Don't blame me. Blame the
I'll send to
raven.
Discord.
Climbing to the top was easy, but now Gunther was in trouble. He felt dizzy. His
It's
vision
alright,
blurred.
man.
Fluid was leaking into his
Yeah,
lungs,
I'm
and he knew what this was.
opening up my whole
Altitude sickness.
Instagram online
He didn't know how
right now.
bad, but he knew
Not
he
right
couldn't make
now.
the climb
I
back
feel
down.
like I'm gonna accidentally
So
fucking
Reinhold made a call.
show you guys
They
something I'm not
descend
supposed to be
a
doing
different
and
side
shit.
of the mountain.
So I'm just
It
gonna
was a
play
shorter
safe
climb,
and not do that.
but that's about all they knew about the terrain. They weren't prepared to take a different way down, but this was Gunther's best chance to live. They started down slowly, but still,
Show
Gunther
your
couldn't
address
keep
and cross
up.
streets, man.
Every time
Yeah,
Reinhold
exactly.
turned to
Just
check
show,
on him,
all
he
your
was
personal
farther and
information.
farther behind. They were 1,000 feet in the air. Reinhold started to panic. That's when he noticed the third climber, not ahead or behind, just to his right, a few steps back, just outside his line of sight. Reinhold never saw the figure directly, but it kept pace, steady and calm, for hours.
Suddenly, there was a third climber with us, descending on my right side. I could sense his presence.
But the third man couldn't save everyone. Near the bottom of the mountain, an avalanche hit.
That's crazy. You think avalanche is just snow?
Reinhold barely survived,
That
and
shit
Gunther
rocks.
didn't. His
Ice.
remains weren't found for almost 50 years. In 1985, two British climbers, Joe Simpson and Simon Yates, were coming down the west face of Ciula Grande when Joe slipped and shattered his leg. This was a bad one. Bone was poking through the skin, and they were 20,000 feet up, so they'd be rescued. So they worked out a system. They had a 300-foot rope. one end tied around each man.
Well,
Simon would lower Joe down slowly, let him get in place with his good leg, and then follow down. And they did this for hours. 3,000 agonizing feet. Then a storm hit, and they lost sight of each other. Simon called out, but the wind was too loud. Suddenly, Simon felt the rope snap against his ribs as it went taut. A gust knocked Joe off the mountain, so his full weight was pulling on Simon. Simon dug in as best he could, but his hands were frostbitten, and he was down to one anchor. If Joe didn't grab hold soon, they'd both fall. Simon held that rope for a full hour while the storm got worse. Then he heard a dull scrape. His last anchor was starting to give. He still couldn't see Joe. He screamed. He begged. Nothing. Another gust of wind roared through, and the anchor slipped again. If Simon waited any longer, they'd both die. He had only one terrible option. He cut the rope. Joe fell 100 feet into the dark. Simon assumed he was dead. He should have been, but he wasn't. Joe landed on a snowbank inside the crevasse, alive, alone, in the dark, with a shattered leg. Above him, a 100-foot drop he couldn't climb. Below him, a bottomless pit. No food, no radio, no way out. Then he heard a voice. Not his own thoughts, another voice, clear and calm. It told him to stop looking for a way up. The way out was down. Joe couldn't see what was down there, but he went anyway. And for 3 days, the voice kept talking. Which direction to crawl, when to rest, when to keep moving.
There was this voice talking to me, and it was quite clear. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. And I do it.
Joe dragged a shattered leg over boulder fields and 3 glaciers. He dragged himself all the way back to camp, just as Simon was packing up. Simon looked like he saw a ghost. Joe said he might have been saved by one. He wrote about it in Touching the Void. He didn't believe in ghosts, or God, or guardian angels, or anything.
You guys listening to
He
this?
believed that voice was real, and he knew it saved his life.
Says, oh, yeah,
2 cases.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you, Rohit.
One president
Salute, Johnny. Thank you.
couldn't stop it. Another pulled a
I'm
man
reading
out
the
of a
chat,
hole
man.
in
Late.
the
I'm
ice.
mesmerizing.
Whatever the
K2
third
is
man
the most
is,
dangerous mountain.
he
Someone
doesn't
broke your
work the
leg
same
or
way
something and had
twice.
to leave them
It
there.
was 12 years later,
They're
a
still
cave
trained
diver lost
as
her
good humans
lifeline
in
in
every-
100 feet
Oh, yeah.
underwater.
Trail,
She had
trail.
20 minutes of air left, and the stranger who came for her wasn't invisible. She knew him.
I like this show. You guys like this show? Y'all
In
like this?
1997, Rob Palmer was one of the world's leading experts on blue hole diving. He'd spent years mapping underwater cave systems
So, like,
other divers wouldn't touch.
The third man syndrome.
That
Or
summer,
what they
he
call
went
it. Is
on
that
a
what they
dive
call
in
it?
the
The
Red
syndrome?
Sea, and he never came back. A few weeks after Rob died, his widow got back in the water. Stephanie Schwab was a geologist. She studied the underwater caves of the Bahamas, same territory her husband worked. She'd been in those caves dozens of times. She suited up alone and descended into a cave called Mermaid's Lair.
Yeah, Mermaid's Lair. That's the club on Flamingo, right? With the 24-hour buffet?
No, it's a cave.
No, you're telling me. It's the kind of place where every night is open pole night.
An underwater cave.
Well, on Tuesdays...
Okay, that's enough. Cave diving works like this. You clip yourself to a guideline when you enter. The line is how you find your way out. The cave is pitch black. Visibility is measured in inches. If you lose the guideline, the cave kills you. Stephanie lost the guideline. She had a limited amount of air in her tanks. She reached into the dark and felt nothing. Her breathing picked up, and breathing hard at depth burns through air fast. Then she heard a voice.
Stephanie, stop. Wait. Calm down. You're going to be okay.
She knew the voice. It was Rob. She stopped and felt him right next to her, helping her.
Breathe, honey. Just breathe. Trust me, okay?
Stephanie slowed her breath. She felt her panic dissipating.
Good. Okay, I need you to reach about 3 feet above your head. Slightly to your left. Don't rush. Just feel around.
She reached up and felt the guideline. It had been directly above her the whole time.
Good. I knew you could do it. Stay calm. You have plenty of air. You've done this 100 times. Follow the line. Don't rush. You're gonna be okay.
Stephanie followed the line back through the cave and up to open water. The moment she broke the surface, the presence was gone. She never saw her husband, but she heard him, and he saved her, and then he was gone. But the most dramatic account didn't come from a mountain or an ocean or a cave. It came from inside a burning skyscraper on a Tuesday morning in September.
He just rolls right into the next story. Hey, what's up, Kristen May? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We watching
September
some.
11th,
I don't know if you've ever
2001,
seen this
9:03
show.
a.m. The second plane hit the South
We already
Tower
went through some
between
alien
77th
stuff. Now we're.
and 85th floors.
I took a nap.
Ron DeFrancisco worked for Eurobrokers on the 84th floor. When the plane hit, he was below the impact zone by just a few floors. The people above him were dead, or were gonna be. He started down stairway A. He made it a few floors down and ran into two people coming up. They told him the stairway below was gone, consumed by fire. The smoke made the air unbreathable. The group turned around and headed for the roof, hoping for a helicopter. Ron followed them up a few floors, but then he stopped. The roof was the wrong choice. He didn't know why. He turned around and went back down into the smoke, alone. The smoke was thick enough to blind him. A collapsed section of wall blocked the stairs. He tried to climb over it. He couldn't breathe. His lungs were burning, so he stopped. He sat down and decided this was where he was going to die.
Oh, shit.
He thought about his wife, thought about his kids. And then he heard a voice.
Crazy.
Get up, Ron. Get up. You can do this.
Yeah.
Ron felt a physical presence next to him, but nobody was there.
I was led to the stairs. I don't think something grabbed my hand,
Like
but I was
stories of guardian
definitely
angels.
led.
Right?
The presence guided him down through smoke and fire. At one point, it led him directly into the flames. Nobody sane runs toward fire, but Ron did. His hands burned, his face burned, but he made it past the impact zone. Then the voice disappeared. Ron kept going. He made it to the lobby. He ran out of the building. He was barely 2 blocks away when the South Tower collapsed. Ron DeFrancisco was the last person to escape the South Tower alive. More than 600 other people in that building died that day. Everyone above the 78th floor, everyone who headed for the roof. Ron says he wouldn't have made it without the presence he never saw, but felt. Journalist John Geiger spent 5 years collecting accounts like these. Climbers, sailors, soldiers.
Yo.
He found hundreds of cases and published
Kristen
them in a
Mason,
book
what's
called
up?
The Third Man Factor.
How have you been,
Shackleton
Kristen?
in the ice, Lindbergh over the ocean,
I was in
Stephanie
hibernation in my
underwater,
she
Ron in a
cave,
burning
hiding
stairwell.
from humanity.
100 years of stories that nobody could explain.
Yeah, that's what's
Then
up,
in
Kristen.
2006, a neuroscientist in
That's what's
Switzerland
up. We
found
all
a
do
way
that. I'd be
to
doing that.
summon the third man. All you have to do is let him
You
open
said
your
the
skull
guy who was acting
and
is in
stay
a
awake
show
while he
called
does it.
Adolescence? This guy right here?
You're 22 years old with epilepsy. You're lying on an operating table. Your skull is open. You're awake because the doctors need you to tell them what you feel when they touch your brain. This is so they know where to cut.
What?
Off by an inch here or a centimeter there, you could lose your ability to speak. You could go into a coma. You could die. They send a small electrical current into a region behind your ear, and then a shadow appears behind you. You can't see it, but you know it's there. You can feel it. When you sit up, it sits up. When you lie down, it lies down behind you and wraps its arms around you.
I don't like to hear this type of shit.
And the shadow goes away.
No.
You don't feel the presence anymore. Current on, presence. Current off, nothing. Every single time. They summoned the third man. The neuroscientist running that surgery was Olaf Blanc. And until that moment in 2006, nobody knew where the third man came from. Blanc's team stimulated the part of the brain that tracks where your body is in space. The left temporoparietal junction.
Tuna fried potato funyun.
Temporoparietal junction.
What I say?
It takes signals
Oh wait,
from your
what you say?
muscles, your
You've
inner
been getting
ear,
into
your
trouble
eyes,
in
your skin,
TikTok
and it
standing up
builds
for the
one
right
picture
things?
of where you are and what you're
TikTok
doing.
gif on me.
When that system breaks
Oh,
from
shit,
exhaustion,
Kristen.
oxygen deprivation, extreme cold, or an electrode,
That's why
the
we on
brain
YouTube with it.
builds that picture of you twice, and you're
The
aware of
one
both.
who was on the
But it
stairs.
feels like the second
Are
presence
you
belongs to
humanitarian
someone
side?
else.
That's some BS.
In 2014,
Kristen.
Blanc took it further. His team built a robot to mimic
Hecklefish.
human movement.
Yeah, that's the
Blindfolded
fish's name,
volunteers
Hecklefish.
stood in front of one robot and behind another, like waiting in line. The subject then taps the robot in front of them on the shoulder. The robot behind copies this in real time and taps the subject on the shoulder. Fine. But when the robot's reactions were delayed, just by half a second, volunteers felt something. A presence behind them, not the robot. A presence, sentient and aware. Some got so disturbed, they asked to stop. 2 subjects felt even more than one presence in the room, all from half a second delay. Blanc's team built a machine that could create the third man on demand. The third man experiment proved that when the brain's prediction of sensation is interrupted, it attributes those sensations to an external agent, in other words, the third man. But there's a big problem with this theory. That's not how the third man works at all.
What you guys think? You think this is all just drawn up entertainment? Perry, do some jumping jacks or something.
Researchers designed a robotic
I know, right? You don't want me to fall
to
asleep.
mimic the sense of
Hecklefish
presence
reminds
in
me of
controlled
Nemo.
conditions, and it worked. A presence
Yeah, they
appeared,
some softies
but it
over
was
there. I
nothing like the
swear I
third man.
hiccup wrong and they
Subjects
kill my
described a
life.
shadow entity
You
that
must
made
be
them
getting wild.
uncomfortable,
What do you do?
even frightened. That's not how
I'm
the third man
over it.
works.
Gonna start
He
lives
doesn't
on
create
Facebook,
fear.
YouTube, and
He
Discord.
takes it
I didn't
away.
even know you
Every
did stuff
survivor
on
describes a
TikTok,
common
Kristen.
presence, supportive and encouraging. The
Yeah,
mechanism
start a
matched,
YouTube.
the experience didn't. So, is the
F
third
that,
man
yeah.
real?
TikTok banned
Well,
in
let's break
India.
it down. The skeptical
damn.
explanation
This
is
is
clean.
all BS.
Under extreme
I'm about to
stress,
snooze.
the brain misfires. It hallucinates a second person built from its own
I
signals.
don't know, Maddie.
Blanc proved it by stimulating the temporoparietal junction.
Complimentary pirate luncheon.
Never mind. Electrode on, ghost appears. Electrode off, gone. His team reproduced the effect in healthy people in minutes.
Okay.
The third man is the brain talking to itself and not recognizing its own voice.
Okay.
And that explanation fits every survivor. Shackleton had been awake 36 hours in sub-zero cold. Lindbergh hadn't slept in over 2 days.
Okay.
Joe Simpson was hypothermic with a shattered leg.
Right.
Ron DeFrancisco was breathing smoke and carbon monoxide. But the glitch theory can't explain the most important part. The third man is helpful. Hallucinations from oxygen deprivation are chaotic. Melting walls, hostile figures, panic. The third man is the opposite. He's calm. He gives directions. He knows the way out. And he's consistent. In 1943, the British neurologist MacDonald Critchley interviewed almost 300 shipwreck survivors. This was 60 years before Blanc picked up an electrode. Critchley found the same pattern. Calm presence, specific guidance.
This episode's
disappears
almost over.
when the
Y'all
danger
need to
ends.
chill.
Christians
Look,
and atheists.
chat, we only got, like,
1916 and 2001.
5 more minutes.
Mountain climbers
4 more
and
minutes
office
left.
workers. All of them describe the same thing. And there's one more theory worth mentioning. In 1976, psychologist Julian Jaynes argued that ancient humans didn't have the kind of internal experience that we have today. They heard voices, commands from the right hemisphere of the brain, and interpreted them as gods. Jaynes called it the bicameral mind. The theory says that under extreme stress, the brain reverts to that older operating system. The command voice comes back. It sounds like science fiction, but it fits these theories better than a misfiring brain does. But here's the question nobody can answer. If the brain makes the third man, why does it make him a savior? Evolution doesn't usually build backup systems that switch on at the moment of death, unless they work. Systems that are calm, specific, directional. Systems that know which way to crawl, which way to walk, which way to swim in the pitch black. If the third man is a malfunction, he's the most useful malfunction in the history of biology. If the brain is doing this on purpose, then we're looking at something in human consciousness that science hasn't mapped yet. Something that knows you need help, and something that shows up on time. Something that leaves when you're safe. The survivors know what they felt. The scientists know what they can prove. And somewhere in the gap between those two things, on a mountain, in a cockpit, inside a cave, in a burning stairwell, the third man was there. And I don't need science to explain the third man. I don't care who he is. I'm just glad he's there, waiting and watching, ready to step in when you need him most. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I'm AJ.
Chat.
Cyclefish.
You like me. You really
That
like
was an
me.
episode of the Y-Files.
If you had fun or learned
This
something,
one came out earlier today. That was pretty good. One episode of the Y-Files. Do 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 do. Funny NBA moments. Dad jokes. We need a interest peak. This is what you need, Manny? Dad jokes? Oh. Craziest animal stories. Alright, let's see what craziest animal stories.
Chased by a pack of wolves.
I had a lot of interactions over the years with the wolves, and I never had wolves act aggressive to me. I've had them act curious. I've had them act scared. I've had them act indifferent. I never had wolves act aggressive to me until that time, January 2012, when a pack of 20 wolves literally took after me out on the lake, and I did shoot 3 of those wolves.
And what was that about? Why do you think they were taking after you?
It was a very unusual situation. First of all, there were 20 wolves in one place. That's unheard of up there. That's totally unheard of. The largest pack of wolves I've ever heard a count of that far north was 17 wolves, and that was back in the 1970s. Usually there's 5, 6 wolves in a pack up there. It's a real hungry country. It's hard for them to feed themselves if the pack gets big enough. They have to split up, go somewhere new. But I don't know what happened that year. I don't know if 2 packs combined. I don't know if the pack just grew to that size, but it was unheard of. Anyway, I'm up on a mountain. I look down at the lake. It's in January. It's just twilight in the middle of the day. I see this big brown spot out on the ice. I'm like, what the hell's that? It's like out in front of my cabin about 500 yards, this big brown spot. First I thought it was water, overflow that comes up through the ice sometimes when you get a crack. And I get out the binoculars, I'm looking, and holy cow. That's a giant pack of wolves that just took something down on the lake. I can see like one of them's breaking off, and then coming back over, and I realized what's going on. There was very little snow that year. Even though it was January, it had been cold since September, but very little precipitation. There was only about maybe 4 or 5 inches of snow, so I could literally run down the mountain. I was down at the lake within 20 minutes. And I went right to my cabin. I got my camera. I got my tripod. I'm like, this is phenomenal. I got to document this. And I start walking across the lake out to where they are to get pictures of this. So I get about 350 yards from these wolves. I still don't know what the animal is that they got there. And, you know, I can hear them. You can hear bones breaking and stuff. The wolves, you know, it's just amazing. Yeah. And I start taking pictures, and I run out of batteries. I'm like, oh, shit, I ran out of batteries. So I got to go back to the cabin. That's like 150 yards behind me, you know. And I turn around. I start walking back to the cabin. When I get about 30 yards or so from the cabin, I look back over my shoulder, and the whole goddamn pack of wolves is racing across the lake straight toward me. I'd never seen anything like it. I sprinted like Jesse Owens through the door of that cabin. I was only 30 yards from it. I turn and I look back out the window, And these wolves came right up into my yard. They were 50 yards from the front door, 20 wolves.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, this is unheard of. Wolves are usually hightailing it out of there when they see people. So, I get my new batteries. I get the camera set back up. I go back out. By the time I get back out in the yard, they're back over at this thing they've killed like 500 yards away. And I want to get more pictures of this. I got my rifle too, of course. So I start heading back over. When I get about 350 yards from them, I start taking more pictures. I got a great picture. You could pull it up, maybe.
Yeah, let me see that.
Anyway, they're all eating, and I start taking pictures again. And after I take some pictures, first one, then two, then three, the wolves, they're like, I can see they stop eating and they're looking at me. They're 350 yards away, but I can just see that they notice that I'm back out there on the lake, and they're sizing me up kind of. And then I see some of them are just really slowly moving toward me, like walking a few steps and stopping. And I'm thinking, yeah, I got my rifle and everything, but there's a lot of wolves there. How do I know they're going to stop when I start shooting, you know? So I decided maybe it's best to just make a slow retreat. And I started backing up and walking back toward the cabin. And the wolves, it looked like they were slowly walking towards me as I'm walking toward the cabin. When I got about, if I remember right, it was 100 yards from the cabin, those wolves started galloping. They just, all 20 wolves started galloping towards me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow, look at this picture.
Yeah, those wolves right there. They start galloping towards me, and I dropped that tripod right there where I was, and I was 100 yards from the cabin. They were 400 yards from me, and I ran as fast as I could for the cabin. Because I thought, hey, if I start shooting, what if they don't stop? The ones, it's 20 wolves there. I got
you.
4 or 5
I got
rounds.
a song for you,
I had
Tip.
one in the chamber. I had 5 rounds of ammunition there. I ran for the cabin. I go in the door, and just like the time before, they're right there in my front yard. I look out, and they're 50 yards away. They're all milling around, 20 wolves. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. So, but I'm safe and sound in the cabin. So I just collect my thoughts. I'm like, man, it's time to teach these wolves a lesson. If I let those wolves leave now, they're going to think I'm just food. I run away when they see me.
Right.
You know, I could be out there in the night, in the dark, not even know wolves are around, and get ambushed by them or something. So I had to shoot some of those wolves. So I loaded up the gun, made sure everything was perfectly right, put some extra ammunition in my pocket, checked everything out. Okay, I'm set to go out there with this gun and talk to these wolves about this situation. And I go back out, and they were back at the moose. It turned out to be a moose they'd killed. They were back over there at the kill. So I thought, well, it'd be a lot safer if I shot from close to the cabin, rather than go out there on the open ice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just see if I can lure them back over here. And I started running back and forth right in front of my cabin on the ice just to get their attention. And sure enough, it worked. That whole pack of 20 wolves started racing across that lake at a full gallop straight toward me. I couldn't believe it. I was right in front of my cabin. I'd just run back and forth like 50 yards out to my little water hole in the ice and back to the cabin a few times, and they just started running right at me. So I sat right down there on the bank, on the shore, right, 15 feet in front of my porch, and started shooting. I think if I remember right, the first one I hit was 264 yards. I measured it all off the next day. It was kind of interesting just checking out the tracks and seeing what had happened. I hit 3 of them.
What happened when one got hit?
They stopped at the closest tracks to me were about 40 yards. When it was happening, it was happening so fast. I was just sitting down, braced, shooting. I remember reloading after I shot 5 times. It all happened so fast. But then the next day when I had time, I went out there and looked at all the tracks and measured everything and sized up the situation, figured out where I had hit different wolves and stuff. And I wrote that all down. That's what I was mentioning in the notes section on my Facebook page, that story, because I wanted, when it was fresh in my mind, to really have the details, because I knew right then that something happened to me that doesn't really happen to people. I mean, to have a pack of wolves come after you is a very unusual occurrence. You could read all over the place that wolves don't attack humans. I've read that many times.
But they have.
They have, at least
particularly historically.
historically.
the whole Little Red Riding Hood, that's all because they were trying to warn children about wolves.
Yeah.
Now, when you found these wolves, and you when you started shooting and you hit one, did the other ones freak out? Did they realize what's going on?
They started putting on the brakes, but the first wolf I hit was over 250 yards. I think it was 264 yards, something like that, from me. And some of the tracks came about 40 to 50 yards from me before they had stopped. They were doing U-turns, you could see, in front of me. They were all just milling around. When I was reloading, I just remember seeing all these wolves milling around in front of me, like running around in circles, and I was like, holy cow, and I'm reloading. And I remember shooting one more time as they were headed away, but they all took off. They headed into the woods, and one of the wolves that I had hit was paraplegic, but he was still going on 2 legs. So I ran in.
Him.
Yeah, I ran in the cab. The other 2 had just dropped immediately. One of them was hit right in the head. But I ran in the cab and grabbed my 22 because I didn't want to put a big 30-06 hole in this wolf that was paraplegic. And I chased him down, caught up with him, shot him with 22. Then I could hear all the other wolves howling and howling. They're like, probably almost half a mile away from me by then. They were up in the woods on the other side of the lake, and I just ran over to that what they had killed. And this was the first time I saw it. It was a 1.5-year-old bull moose, and it was still all there,
surrounded by wolves.
That story is crazy. I was telling a friend of mine about it. The story
crazy,
of you were in Alberta and you shot an elk, and these wolves circled the elk.
Yeah.
How many wolves were there?
No, I've never seen a wolf.
First, there was just the
in
one.
real life. No,
the one came in.
They know humans are the bad guy.
The one came in on us, and that's one I do want to say off the beginning. One thing that I always do as a hunter is I always buy a predator tag if it's available. If I know that I can get that I can buy a tag for coyotes or wolves, I always have one in my pocket, because you do see, they're out there, and they're out there way more now. And this is an exact reason why you got to do it, because literally we had an elk down, and next thing you know, we're out there kind of getting it ready.
Yeah, I'm wondering what a Nessie is too.
To cut it up and stuff, and get it out of there.
Fuck is
and
a Nessie, huh?
This big wolf comes, it comes in, and I had spotted it, and we weren't really being noisy, so I ended up shooting that wolf, and it kind of went off. And with a bow, there's no noise, so. What we didn't realize was there was a pack there, and that was actually, it was an alpha female, is because of the size of it. I mean, you saw the size of it.
Yeah.
It's as big as me, and it actually went off. And then we kind of thought, well, that was freaking freaky. Well, then about 20 minutes later, all of a sudden we see another one, and we see another one, and we're kind of like, holy crap. So we start moving into this draw.
Yeah, wolves usually hang out together.
It was like making like a noise, almost like it was injured or something.
It's a new
it was
story,
like
bro.
We're like,
BS story
so
would have just used
we
a
were on high
30-06.
ground with the elk, and then we started
Nest Monster
moving
and
down
my
into
right
this
Tiffany.
ravine because we saw the
Why go get a
wolves
22?
down
The
in
fuck makes no sense.
And next thing you know, we get down in there,
Yeah.
and
He
I
didn't want to
start
put
looking
it. I don't know.
around, and
Maybe
there's,
he
like,
wanted
hair
to
on the trees.
wax
There's,
the
like,
carcass.
it
You
looked
know how
like
they
that
do
movie
it.
Into the Gray.
The gray.
The gray. That's exactly what it looked
Embalm
like.
it and
There was
put it
like
in a wax
freaking
museum
hairy
or
turds
whatever the fuck they
everywhere.
do.
It was just, there was like beds, there was hair rubbed on the trees.
Lobotomy.
And I start looking
I'm
around,
probably-
there's like
I'm
holes
saying
dug
everything
in.
but what it
and
is.
I'm like, I literally look at my 2 buddies that were there with me, and I said, we're right in their freaking den. Like, and I think that elk was not too far. Our elk wasn't too far
So
from
when
their den.
you shot an elk that they probably thought of as theirs.
Listen,
Oh,
chat,
they
you
definitely
guys are
thought it was
awesome.
theirs. Yeah, they definitely thought that
You
was
guys
theirs.
are awesome.
So then once we're down there,
I think
all of
I'm
a
not
sudden
gonna
we
make
hear
it longer
this
than this.
howl.
You guys
We're,
are
like,
awesome.
down
I
there,
might
we
have
hear
to
this
end
howl, and
stream.
it was definitely an alpha, because an alpha's the
Before
howl.
I fall asleep,
it
Tiffany, you
literally
missed me. I
turns
was
your
sleeping
blood
on stream
instantly cold
earlier,
if
yeah.
you're right in.
Johnny
on
had
a
to call me
true
to wake
wolf
me up.
howl. It's
Shit's
it's
crazy.
like so freaking low.
I was
and
literally,
deep, and
I'm
it's
literally
just,
about
like,
to fall back to
chills
sleep
your
right now.
blood.
Well, you realize it's not a game.
Well, yeah. Then I realized, I'm like, we're in their freaking den, and I'm kind of looking down. I'm like,
So-
okay, well, I shot an elk, then I shot that. I've got 2 arrows
I
left.
think you had a good stream.
So, and both
I was
of my
late. I'm
guides
sorry.
kinda
I was
had,
a whole hour
once we
late.
said, oh, there's wolves. They like grabbed a
Tomorrow's
gun, and
another
kinda went
day.
down in there to see what was up. Well, Well, now this
do another
happens. The
stream
next
tomorrow.
thing after that alpha sounded off, it was like.
Look, she requested that video. What?
And I mean, 12. I think it was 12 sounded off all the way
You
around
want me to
us.
play the one you?
We're literally down. Anyone who's been in Alberta, you know that the farmland is level, and then it falls into the river.
What does Tiffany want me to play? What is this shit? What you want me to play, Tiffany? Nessie? The fuck? What did you? Nessie sightings? Nessie sightings.
Beneath the murky waters of the legendary Scottish Loch lurks a mystery, and this week, perhaps, a new clue.
We think it's the first potential sighting of 2025. It's absolutely fantastic. It really looks like something is like bulging out from underneath the water.
A new picture has surfaced showing what appeared to be a large dark mass beneath the calm, still waters of the loch, according to the official Loch Ness Centre.
I just think it shows us that there's possibilities, that the search is not over, that there's still that we're still carrying out research and surface watch on the waters.
In fact, the centre is now looking for a new full-time monster hunter, an adventurous skipper, the ad says, for the deep scan vessel to keep the search alive. The job joins a long line of Nessie hunters over the last century. Since the early 1930s, there have been more than 1,000 recorded sightings of some kind of creature dwelling in Loch Ness.
So this black hump come out of the water. It was like a torpedo going through the water.
Nowadays, there's a live stream of the loch, but researchers have deployed all tools imaginable. Submarines, sonar, and last summer flew drones overhead. For decades, the leading theory was that Nessie was a plesiosaur, a dinosaur who had somehow survived. But scientists have tested the water for DNA.
Perry3x stream, huh?
Is there a plesiosaur in Loch Ness? No.
But they did find evidence of eel DNA.
It's plausible that there might be one or two that grow to extreme size.
Plausible, sure, but no photograph has ever proven that.
Definite fake.
Most snaps of Nessie, and there have been a lot, have been debunked. But the myth survives.
Well, he towed a nice bit of fiberglass behind his boat, but this is the famous one. What people think now is that it's actually this little thing. It's a submarine with a plasticine monster's head on top of it.
Experts and researchers will now analyze this week's newest sighting, looking for any evidence that Nessie lives on.
Molly, so many questions. But that job that you mentioned, the center's looking for a head Nessie hunter. What would that entail?
She said, dude, I don't care.
No.
Wait. You can sleep. We will
It's a
pick it
good
up
gig.
tomorrow.
I'm looking at the ad right now, Craig, and I quote, a successful candidate will spend their days searching for the legendary Nessie. You have to be an experienced skipper and key a
Tiffany, why don't you be clear next time? You're never saying what you want, always
and you have to
what
spend
you
the day
need.
on the water. Not a bad gig.
Yeah, not a bad gig at all. If you believe it. Okay,
Molly,
thank you.
I spent so much time in 4th grade thinking about this. I feel like I did a report on the Loch Ness Monster.
You've talked more this morning about the Loch Ness Monster than I've ever.
Maybe it's like a generations thing. Do you remember being obsessed with the Loch Ness Monster?
Absolutely.
In like
yes.
4th, 5th grade?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I know. What about you, Al?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you believe?
There could be something.
In Schmontana, it's Flossie. It's not Nessie, it's Flossie. Get it right. You don't even know your ocean monster or your lake monster.
When you
learn your lake monsters, right? Learn your lake monsters.
Encounter some big mysteries. Thank you for joining me for another special episode of Big Sky Mysteries. This episode is another true Montana story, researched and collected
Is a new
by
story,
Montana's
be
very
that
own
story, he would
Ellen
have just.
Baumler.
Oh my god.
See
I
the
gotta
description
scroll
below
up.
for more details. As some of you might be aware, I love cryptids, and I'm very happy to be able to narrate about Flathead Flossie. Who is Flossie, you
You're in
may
like
ask?
Camp Crystal Lake.
Flossie is Montana's
Look at him. This is torture.
Loch Ness Monster. Didn't know Montana had a lake monster? Surprise.
I'm gonna go to sleep right
If you
now.
enjoyed this episode, please hit that subscribe
Got me
button
looking at
and
lake
the
monsters.
notification button so you won't miss out on your
You're not
next
watching the right
scary
ones.
episode.
Oh my god,
Also,
now
if
it's
you're
not
looking
the
for
right.
something
We watched
seriously
30 minutes of it. Now it's not the right one.
terrifying, check
I'm
out more of my
delusional.
videos in the link above. Now,
Oh my
enjoy
god.
this true
What am I
Montana
supposed to
cryptid
do? Change it. Oh, she said change it.
Flathead Flossie. Skeptics have
Oh,
explained
change it. Oh god. I'm not picking the right ones.
Ready for a cryptid tale from the wilds of Montana? Meet the Flathead Lake Monster. Way back in 1889, the first sighting of a mysterious creature in Flathead Lake left folks scratching their heads. Described as a giant serpentine beast, the Flathead Lake Monster has been spotted over 100 times since then. Locals say it looks a lot like Scotland's famous Loch Ness Monster. Imagine a massive, wavy creature gliding just beneath the lake's surface. Spooky, right? Some believe it's just a big sturgeon or an extra-large trout. But others, they swear there's something unexplained lurking in those waters. Next time you're in Montana, keep an eye on Flathead Lake. Who knows? You might be the next one to catch a glimpse of this legendary lake monster. Stay curious, cryptid hunters. And remember, the truth is out there, or maybe underwater. Ready for a cryptid tale from the...
Okay, Tiff, what do you think? Have you seen it? Did you see it? Camp Crystal Lake. Listen. I don't want to say it's fake, but damn. They may be seeing something, but to make it a whole Loch Ness Monster, come on now. Come on now, you wasting my time. You wasting my time. Ain't no fucking Loch Ness Monster. No Lessie, Flossie, Nessie, get out of here. Dude, end stream before your tires flatten again. Our lake is so fucking huge. Massive, Tiffany. Massive. Who knows what's in those waters? Who knows what's been in them waters? Yo, chat. Yeah, I've been real. What's under there? Not in Montana. Not in Montana. Today's Saturday. We will play games in the lounge. Is it Saturday already? Ah, not yet. It's not Saturday yet. Still Friday. It's still Friday, Rohit. You're lying to us. You seen it? Wake up. You're with your own two? Tiff, you didn't see it. Did you see it with your own two? You keep claiming that they're real? You see with your own two eyes? Tiffany? Y'all are pissing me off. That's something Kobe would say. What's that? Incredible Hulk? What? Yeah, that's Cole, right? That's something Cole would say. Butter. Serious, that was a Loch Ness monster or a giant eel? I think it was a big catfish. You don't sound like Kobe. Johnny, she sounded exactly like Kobe right there. Like that's a Kobe burner account. Tiffany, are you really Kobe? He's using a voice changer. No, her voice is different from Kobe. Oh, okay. See, look, she don't want to talk no more, but it's cool. It's cool because look, man, the stream is gonna be over. All right, look like 1630 dinosaur underwater. Yeah, I don't know, Maddie. Look, we're about to cut it off here. I did the best I could. 2.5 hour stream, and I really only streamed for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. The other 15 minutes, I actually took a nap while I was live. So that was cool. I want to get out of here before I take another nap. I'm saying 8 viewers. Where do I got 8 viewers? I got 8 viewers right now. Yo, what's up, chat? Y'all ready to watch some stuff? We're gonna look at some alien files. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be here every single day reviewing these alien files until we find out who sent the aliens. That's it. That's how I want to just make sure you guys understand. Should have let you sleep for an hour. Would have let you sleep if it was just me. Nah, I'm out. Johnny, that was crazy though. Nah, I gotta hook you up, Johnny. I owe you one, Johnny. You're gonna have to throw me your Cash App or something. I have to buy you a coffee or something, Johnny, because you saved the stream. Johnny, MVP of the stream today. MVP of the stream is Jonathan Lamons. 020. So, with that being said, you were about to hear Rem. I know. I'm about to hear Rem. I swear to God, I was like, when the phone rang, and I was just like, yo, who's calling me? Who's disturbing me right now? That was the feeling I got when I heard the phone ring. Who is disturbing me? That's how. Yo, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You guys ever have company over? And y'all all sitting in the living room, TV on, whatever, watching sports or whatever, and then you just nod off, you fall asleep, and with your company just there. Oh, shit. That's how I felt right now. I deadass had you guys sitting in my house with me, and I fell asleep in front of y'all. You got a hypnic jerk. What? I didn't think you were going to answer. You didn't think I was going to hear the phone ring? Did you wake up and forget you were? Yeah, I woke up and forgot I was on stream. Hell yeah, I did. It took me a couple seconds. Dude, I came back to stream and you were gone. Yeah, that's crazy. That's good comedy. That's good entertainment. See, but that's some real shit. That's some real shit, though. Johnny's clutch. Johnny came in clutch. He was the only one that would have been able to do that. I don't think you guys can call through Discord. That's some clutch shit. That was funny. But yeah, chat. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through, hanging out with me. Y'all ain't even hitting that like button, so I'm just gonna leave. If y'all all hit the like button, I would have stayed. But I only got like 4 likes, and there was like probably 75 people that came into the stream today. Disrespectful. I came to the stream, and Johnny got my number. Yep. Crazy. I found out what I need to watch. What? I found out what I need to watch if I don't get sleep. Thanks, Perry, for the source. Right, no, listen, I can fall asleep to anything. I was like, now's the time. Yeah, now's the time when you just like, I need to save the day. But yeah, it's like, use this in case of emergency, right? That shit was, that UFO is BS, yeah. I don't know. It was, we didn't really watch the full 30 minutes of the video because it was just nobody talking. It was just that music. And it was just a bunch of orbs flying across the screen. So I feel like it was a nothing burger. But anyway. Yeah, that video was tragically boring. Thinking about Beatles walking backwards. Talking about Beatles walking backwards? I don't remember that. Who was talking about Beatles walking backwards? Yeah, good night, y'all. Let me go to sleep. Y'all see, I'm holding on for dear life. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I got shorts already. I don't know if you noticed that. I had my shorts. Man, my shorts were coming out even though I was like doing stuff. That video, bro. Wow, so cool. What are you talking about? Like, wow, so cool. Yeah, I got these shorts already scheduled, man. The shorts from yesterday, the day before, and the ones I didn't get to put out yet. They're coming out, man. One more thing. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a great evening. Go ahead. Salute. Maddie, salute. Johnny. Tiffany. Tiffany left a long time ago. She's not even here. We'll see if we failed today. See, it's shit like that. We need to time his ass out. Let's time his ass out. Come here. I have to put you in the corner. Oh fuck! How do I? What the fuck? I want to. Somebody time out Maddie. Time him out right now. It's not letting me do it. He needs to just go sit in the corner. No! Everybody else got timed out but Maddie Dubs. Yo, what the fuck? That shit was crazy to see how that shit changed on the chat. Yo, that was fucking hilarious. Alright, we gonna call it. We out, yo. Peace. Have a good night, y'all. I'm deleting the channel. Yeah. Alright, y'all.